Okay, I'm here. It took a bit because I had to make sure everything was up properly. There unfortunately for those, there will not be a Sylvia and PNG on your screen. Actually, fortunately for me, I won't have to deal with that. So, anyways, we have a lot to go over. I'm gonna talk about the tournament. There's a lot of crazy moments. Oh, we're live right now. There's a lot of crazy moments to happen. I'll also go over the Zoom draft momentarily. I'm gonna do a shadow draft, so I won't really announce, like, what do you call it? Obviously the semi-finalists or the finalists, the two teams are finalists, made the Zoom draft. That's a given. However, when it comes to selecting anyone else, I'm bringing up my notepad on the side of my screen. I'll also talk about win rates of certain classes, the balancing, how the final. I'm not gonna lie, the final match, seeing skateboard in the final match actually being utilized. I don't know how to feel about. Well, I obviously I feel amazing. It feels amazing, but it's like, damn, I can't believe simple balance changes like that would actually make him viable, and it's kind of crazy that it did. Skateboard pick actually was crazy. I thought I'd never say that in my entire life in fighting competitive, but here we are. See, the bounce patches that I propose were pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to start from the beginning of the match. Okay, so I'm actually going to give you a bunch of context. This is during the tournament streams, I didn't give you any context, so I'll give literally everything from a host perspective. I'll probably also use this as like some type of editing, so I can like import some snippets of this stream into like my overview of the entire tournament, if that video ever does come out. But all right, so damn, 2 months ago, damn. Okay. I propose that I think a lot of you are probably in school right now. This is our first match, the ADFM or American Dead Funny Moments versus Casino Crashers. I think this match got us a rough idea of the meta we were facing early on. Let's just switch the quality up. With the meta we're facing early on. So, blue teams.
Another ult from the side.
We are now in overtime. Oh, Windows is sub-hopping ult. Okay, so let me start with the beginning. Context of both the teams. The teams, and oh, I just opened Discord. I'm gonna Discord to my other monitor just in case I tab out. Hold on. I still say Bio's better, but it's a lot tighter. We went from rocket meta to sling meta in one turning. Exactly. I prefer the sling meta vastly over the rocket meta because at least rocket takes no aim. Basically, you just kind of tap a tank. You do like 45 per hit. It's ridiculous amounts of damage. Okay, this is the pre-stream. Okay, so the bracket was initially was going to be a double elimination, so there'd be a loser's bracket. With 12 teams, 60 contestants, that was not physically possible, on top of the fact that, keep in mind, by the way, we did for anyone who have sub concerns, we did have sub concerns. So we did build up a list of substitutes. We ended up overstretching that for the most part and getting, I think, everyone in there for the most part, except for like one or two people. And they weren't like suitable fits for the people that we lost during like the later on the tournament. And the later on the tournament we get, the more I want to like use the contestants that were on the original roster of said team. So it ended up coming down to like, well, I gotta at least make sure that the members of the people who've been playing this tournament so not gonna make it, and thus we had to constantly reuse the same few subs like Buggy. We had to reuse. I think we used I know Buggy is like the first person that comes to my head. I think there was someone else we constantly use as well. Oh yeah, I think we used Austin once, and I think we also used a few other people as well. I'm not completely sure about that. But the context for this tournament, yeah, double elimination initially. We thought a loser's bracket might have been the way to go, which in hindsight, probably not the best idea. What do you think of the new gaslighting update on Phighting? B asked me. What new gaslight update? Okay, so the first match was ADFM, which consists of not me, Orvin, Squishcat, Echo, and Cleefy, and then I think DJ was DJ switched over, and DJ. So this is like the first match, and this kind of gives an idea of this match kind of screams the meta we were working with. It'll be very interesting. It was the first match of the entire tournament, the practice round of the first match. And, yeah, things were a little different. The chat was on the right side of the screen. Speed this up a little bit. Oh my god, I sound like a fucking gremlin.
Alright, let's
It seems they're going to... Okay. Okay, so this match, keep in mind, I calculated the win rate of, like, the early matches. I lost the document. I might calculate the win rate. So, regarding win rates of certain classes, something I've noticed is that the team with, at first, since there's like, come on, this is an early tournament. So at first, when people, this is like the best match to kind of like for the contestants to figure out what meta works and what meta doesn't work. All right. So I think both teams realized that they were kind of just winging things. The first match, they hadn't seen any previous matches, and keep in mind, this is also the start of like. Kind of like early when Rocket was kind of busted, and the worst meta I've ever seen in this entire game. Very basic comp. It's funny because for the rest of the tournament, you're going to see a shit ton of Rocket plays, but in this match specifically, you do not see Rocket because nobody really wants to play Rocket because they're like, okay, they're assuming that I can play whatever I want, right? Everyone's like, I can play whatever I want. It's the early tournament. Nobody knows what to play. It's a practice round it's literally the first match of the entire tournament. So we get these comps that admittedly look pretty fun. Like it doesn't seem like there's any type of like constant, repetitive pick. You have the synergies with Boombox, Banhammer, and Hyperlaser, and then you have like a more consistent comp on the right side. Casino Crashers running like Katana, Sword, Medikit, Scythe, etc. Like with Subspace. See? So like it was just kind of a matter of like picking what you want to pick, and Casino Crashers opted to go safe here. Casino Crashers go a little more safe here. And this is when safe picks, although they're consistent, it can never outweigh the teamwork. See how like they were going off here, right? So as this match progressed, the Conquer Cap. This is before the Conquer Cap update, by the way. Conquer Cap kind of screwed them over. I'm not gonna lie. They, like, oh my god, holy Conquer Cap screwed them over. Orvin got 1-0 off, and with the snowballing of Boombox and Banhammer, they were able to push back point. All right, so little dire there, little dire. So right here is when they get about even, and this is what we kind of realized, that switch up comps or like comps with better synergies are the meta. So Casino Crashers opted for something different. They were like, what classes can we choose to really win this? All right, what classes can we choose to really win this? This is when we get to the Doomspire match. All right. The Doomspire match was a little different. Casino Crashers' momentum was because of the fact that it makes you really unkillable. So, Eric had funny moments play. So this Doomspire match is no Conquer. So the reason why I made Conquer maps like a doubled back-to-back from the practice round. So you do a practice run on Conquer, and then you do immediately another Conquer game. It's called practice run for a reason. It's supposed to ease the teams into playing Conquer into the next map that's also going to be Conquer, so they can establish their comps, get a hang of things, and also not feel like they're being thrown into like unfamiliar territory with the Annihilate game mode. So that's what happened there. It's actually resonate like that. So we're gonna see what Casino Crasher does. And I have no idea why they want this comp to this day. I still don't understand. So ADFM decides to go for Katana instead of Banhammer. Orvid's not on Banhammer anymore, but goes on Shuri. And then they switch their Scythe MVP to a Subspace. Echo stays on Medkit, and then Cleefy, the one-trick Boombox on Scythe. It's just kind of messy all over the place. So this comp was also, like, keep in mind, this is early tournament, so obviously them going for this comp, makes sense to an extent, but it was also kind of selling the fact that they won pretty good with the comp they had last game. In fact, actually, if anything, they were doing really good. They were the only team. Keep in mind, this is the only time Casino Crashers loses, really. Early on in the tournament, because keep in mind, this is the first match. They have the best chance of bringing them down, And they kind of use a very, like, I would say, a pretty bad comp for this map, especially with Shuri, how he was in this state. He wasn't the greatest character. And then we get to the other side. Now we're switching to the Scythe for Bio, and now we kind of see where this is going to go from now.
Shield is breaking. Oh, and the katana is dead. And here comes another katana, also about to die very soon.
And with the diving potential and Echo being singled out, keep in mind, so another problem with this comp is that not only is just kind of a wing comp that makes absolutely no sense, but it also just, why would you ever leave your front line alone? Now the healer doesn't have another front line to keep them. Usually, this is why you always turn to sword. This is why sword is everywhere in this tournament as well. You always want a sword as an anchor. You want a sword to help the front line. You also want a sword to help the back line. And the sword, if you get rid of, like, let's say, literally any of these three characters, like the Subspace, the Scythe, I'd opt a Shuriken is probably the worst pick here. Yeah, the BB one trick being switched off. Like, these three characters, although they're good, this is like an Annihilate comp. I don't know why they went an Annihilate comp. This is early tournament, so maybe you don't know what they're thinking. It just seems like a lot of these double range on Conquer is absolutely atrocious unless you're going full dive, but they're not going full dive because I have a healer. Hell, actually, it would have been more beneficial if they ditched the healer, but obviously we have a healer role, so it wouldn't work. They couldn't play anything else but healer. So, hell, literally this comp could work. Like, this is what I call the full dive, like, Conquer meta, where, like, everyone opts not to go healer. If anything, if they switch Cleafy back to Boombox, and then maybe if Echo could play, like, Subspace possibly, they could have won this match, but no, it's just, like, the comp decision was so, like, long gone that it was just, like, it was, from the comps alone, it was destined, they were destined to lose here, just from the comp alone, because, look at how Windows just casually plays. Look how Windows just casually walks around like it's, like, some type of, like, fucking weight defense.
Katanas.
Because there's no frontliner to be on him right now. He just can do this.
Let's see if we can pull
like,
it back through.
This is why you always want a sword or another diver on your comp, because look what he's doing. He's deadass just playing a game of weight defense.
Oh, Bio's low. Red Subspace ult in the center.
Window's getting a little close here. Ooh, okay. The plane manages to get
double
some kills.
death. That would be the katana and.
Yeah, you, like, literally, like, you can't make this shit up. Like, he was able to just walk casually around point, no frontliner harassing a point, and then, you know, just do his business. It's like, this is why you need more dive or an anchor character like a Scythe or Tool, which they do have, but they have the Shuriken, which is squishy. It doesn't have close range presence in a close range game mode such as Conquer, and this is, like I said, this is an Annihilate pick. And if they really wanted to have double range, they could have at least ran, like, they could have rare footage of a medikit for all looking peaceful during a match. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, that's kind of what sold them here. Like, it's so hilarious how, like, Windows can just walk in. So I think they learned their lesson from this match, and they're like, okay, guys, we gotta step up the damage a little bit. But they still refuse to switch their Boombox player to Boombox, which caused them to lose this match again.
And up close.
Seems like American Dad Funny Moments is ready. Keep in mind, we didn't see, actually, after Casino Crashers, I think Casino Crashers played Banhammer and Laundromat again. And I think they lost the match because of that. I'm not sure. But something like that. I think we didn't see many Banhammers past this point on Laundromat especially. Because keep in mind, Laundromat's also a map that people are not familiar with. So there's going to be a lot of experimental picks here. Which inevitably does allow for other teams to build upon that. And that's what we're going to start to see a lot more repetitive picks from here on out. Alright, so Doomspire was a pretty weird match. But the Bio pick was something that won them the game. So Casino Crashers like, let's play Bio again. Alright? Let's play Bio again. So here's what happens. Are you starting to notice a problem here? Oh, the pattern. So Bio is picked again, and Bio is picked again, and then they kill him. Okay, so this is what actually, like, kind of baffles me, because they had the chance. If ADFM played better and put the people who actually can play their main classes on those said main classes, they could have at least taken Casino Crashers. They could have at least taken a point off Casino Crashers from the early game. So they realized that, wait a second, we can use Rocket as a backline. We can go, actually, yeah, they go full dive here. So they opt to go full dive, which actually works in their favor. Actually, this is what I said first match. What I said first match, well, the Doomspire match, is that if you go full dive on Conquer, you can make use of, you know, the feebleness of the other team, or the medkit is now an easy target with everyone having damaging attacks. Actually, they have a healer. No, not full dive here, but they have a Vine Staff here. And honestly, I think medkit maybe could have been a better option, but they have a pretty strong comp here with the duo here with Boombox and Banhammer, and they have, you know, what do you call it? They have Squish Cat back on, what do you call it? Back on Scythe, as they should, because they're MVP last game, and then they have, I don't know who's on DJ on Boombox, or no, DJ on Rocket. So this is a pretty good comp, and it would have been extended if they didn't, like, if they took more time to think about their comp. It could have been, this match could have been easily swayed towards ADFM's favor if they just chose better comps and thought about it and started, you know, stopped experimenting and started figuring out what the actual meta was.
Overtime here. There's no way.
So the overtime extends, right?
Skip all this. Wait, Windows, oh my god, they're getting shut down! Oh my god, they're coming back! This sounds
ADFM. ADFM, see, ADFM is holding point pretty strong with all the dive.
Look at that funny moments gonna hold back here? There's no way.
Rocket is enough to keep. Rocket is enough to keep Windows in check. He's half HP here. Boombox pops ult. They're trying to go in. They're grouping up. They're trying to get the shield in. And see, and this is where we're starting to have a problem here. Biograph, can just do this.
Gone. The healer's gone.
There's literally nothing they can do here.
The Boombox.
Because, and to explain what happened here, Windows needed to be a high priority target. That's one thing. But when Windows is being targeted, Biograph being targeted. And Biograph, in this current patch, has 160 studs worth of mobility. How are you supposed to catch that? I don't know, having a skateboard. Skateboard's like the only hard counter to the Biograph in the meta, honestly. If Cliffy ulted earlier, it wouldn't have changed anything due to just the high HP pool of everyone else. Even if Windows died here, Katana would have definitely more than enough HP to kill that Rocket. The Rocket's like one tap here. And, on a, you know, base power level, unless Banhammer has ult, there's no way they're gonna be able to get into ult range. And if they do ult, like, all three of these people and then come back, the Banhammer just die from, like, literally everyone else attacking them. And the Bios also ulting, so...
Rocket's a one tap, Rocket's dead!
Oh my...
Yeah, but Trick just came back now. So, this match was very much winnable on ADFM's part if they played slightly better here. But, I'm not gonna lie, it would just tier list disadvantage. Realize that all these characters except for like Scythe here, Scythe and Rocket, are meta picks. Everything else is kind of like mid tier, like Banhammer's mid tier, Boombox mid tier, Vine Staff mid tier. And then you look at this team and you have high tier, high tier, high tier. Mid tier, mid tier. So it's like, honestly, this was pretty balanced. Although, like, you know, besides the fact that Windows, but like, if they played full dive from the start, they could have won a lot better if everyone played better classes and also if the game was better balanced. I guarantee you, if this was a different patch of fighting, this would have gone a lot differently. But it was the old patch, which was pretty much how to play it, because literally, literally, it's kind of like this. Look at this: mid tier, high tier, mid tier, high tier. 2 high tiers, 3 mid tiers. High tier, high tier, high tier. Mid tier, mid tier. That's why they lost.
My god.
Biograph's still high tier after the nurse, though. Let's be honest here.
There we have it.
That was close.
The one dash on Bio, I'm pretty sure, won us the game.
Oh, sheesh.
Alright, so next match after that, that's match 2. Oh, it's automatic right here. Cool. Alright, so Crustacean Nation versus Minor Inconvenience. This is like a god match. This is a goated match. Oh, this match actually pissed me off. Not in the sense that the contestants ruined the match. The contestants, I love both teams. They're both amazing. Like, both these teams were fucking amazing. This is my favorite, probably my favorite match of the entire tournament. I'm more so angry about the meta and how the meta absolutely ruined the match this was supposed to be, alright? So, Flexel is they practice skate the entire time, skate and sword the entire time before this match happened. I'm dead ass. I was laughing in absolute agony when I saw the scoreboard. Alright? When I saw the scoreboard.
God.
Fluxel switches off bro's main classes. It's to start playing biograph and starts winning. They start playing biograph and start winning. And that's the problem. Why is someone else who mains different classes, who's practiced those said classes, not performing the way they should be, we could just play biograph and get stats like this? And actually, there's even something worse than that. There's even something worse than that. There's even something worse than that. No, not that one. Wait, is this... Literally, biographs, and by the way, by this point, biographs fucking everywhere, right? So by this point, biographs fucking everywhere. It just makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Why someone who's practiced different classes with the intention of playing it can just pick up bio and start winning. And that's what pissed me off. Because this match could have been so much more, like, more astronomical. If imagine if this was skateboard instead of biograph. It would have been so much cooler. But biograph just does everything by himself. Because in this patch, he was just stupid. Given this is a person who hasn't even practiced biograph. He even said, bro, he even says it right here. This is a person who hasn't practiced biograph up until the entire match and just starts winning. And in fact, actually, Foxels literally carried the game with biograph. Actually, just and the fact that people were defending biograph's balance patches, like after I saw this match, I knew for a fact. I practiced sword for a week just to go biograph. Wait, you guys even see this? Oh my god. People were actually defending biograph. People were actually defending biograph for this. And I don't understand why people defend biograph when someone can literally practice every other class in the entire game, pick up biograph, and win an entire tournament match. Why? Why though? I practiced sword for nothing. Exactly. Just play biograph. And that's why I wanted him nerfed, because this shit should never happen. No matter how cracked you play. Like, the fact that you did that good for classes you barely touch is insane. So, obviously, thank God for the bio nerfs. Thank God they listen, because...
Honestly, wanna know what
honestly, I hope... maybe Andy watched that footage, it's like, yeah, no, you gotta nerf this. And I think, the reason is that because biograph has so many resources that, he literally can just... As long as you play good enough, you won't die, or you just get a lot of kills really fast. 160 studs of mobility is just... What the hell? What the hell, man? 160 sets of mobility for free. All you have to do is hit like a very, admittedly pretty easy move to hit. Hello, Cross. But this match was godly. But besides that, this match could have been so much better. This is one of my favorite matches. The reason why this match is not my favorite is because the biograph pick kind of mitigates the entire purpose of everything else leading up to this. The biograph pick is like, hey guys, we're losing. We'll start playing biograph. And don't get me wrong, it's entertaining as hell. But the game's balance was so, people were so mad about me getting their classes nerfed, and I showed them this match that literally just screams, the game's unbalanced. So let's go over like all the comps and whatnot. I went biograph to Sylvia counter Hyper Laser doesn't exist. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they only played Hyper Laser first match of the entire thing, like the practice run actually, right here. Hold on. If I can find the match. Where start? Oh yeah.
Bucks on Rocket?
All right, so
where Orvan snowballed their way back to victory.
let's see
But in
here.
this case, it seems like there's going to be a...
Yeah, Hyper Laser is pretty annoying towards Builder. I think Builder was probably, like, crying. I do wish I went skateboard instead of bio in these matches.
similar tale to tell.
I think the outcome would have been
manages
vastly
to-
different. I think biograph is just too much. It was during this patch at least was so much better in every way.
Give the Banhammer the adequate resources to farm these ult and take point priority back. They could possibly take this back.
Okay, so it's a pretty early. Oh, you guys went double tank?
My God.
They're slowly.
That was pretty.
building
That was
up
pretty
momentum.
ballsy. What?
Win games
Oh.
on a whim. It seems like red team's taking my
It
point.
looks like blue.
I've been saying this since Bitten versus Bio was better for skateboard so close to here. I'm so happy my boy's back. That's what I'm saying. And it's I'm a Bio and skate man, so I've seen the polarization. Like I used to play them back in like playtest 2 when biograph skateboard used to be busted back then, and like he did like 15 trick damage. He moved faster than ever. His only downside is that he had no slope physics, so he just kind of ran into walls. But like he could kill things like as fast as biograph on board. So they nerfed him, and then like as the nerfs went along, and they also tried to like sand out his moveset and make him very complicated. Biograph became better because he's only gotten buffs for like 2 years straight, and he finally got a fucking nerf because I actually had to scream about it on a video.
Team and red team are splitting
Ooh,
up a
the
bit
hook
too.
from the
But-
red.
They're even right now. I'd say they're even right now. I think biograph is still more consistent, but skateboard and like annihilate is fucking insane.
Katana, Crustacean Nations, Katana.
Actually, skateboard and conquer is good too. I think he's better in both, but I think in annihilate he performs a lot better because he has the Q buff. The onboard Q buff is so good.
Is absolutely, completely mauling this hyper laser. Oh, and they're dead. That.
Oh,
I thought you.
I thought I'd never
considering
see skateboard
such a
meta
risky
in my
pick,
entire
just
life.
dive heavy meta. But it seems
well,
like
that's true, but
Okay, so let me just do some little observations here. So I forgot who won this practice round, because this match was such a swing match. It was like, this was basically like cinematic. I'm not even gonna lie, this was absolute cinema. I totally forgot who even won the practice round.
Hey! Oh my God! It's Ryder and Kevin! Oh my God!
one is dead.
Yeah, they pushed back pretty hard.
8, 9, 10, 11, tied, 12, 13.
Minor convenience
Hyper
won this
It
one?
lasers
keeps
all
going up.
snowballed them to victory. There's no way they're actually about to come back this.
Oh,
Okay,
what-
red team.
Builder almost got that.
We
If
could
they Builder got that, that would have been
This
insane.
point. Oh,
Okay, so yeah, they got this. Alright, I want to observe the comps here. So, meta, mid. Okay, meta. Okay, so my tier list is completely accurate so far. So we have meta and then a bunch of mid characters, and then you have meta, and you win because you have 2 meta characters. That's my assumption. But usually, literally every match up until this point, let me show you guys. Literally every match up until this point has been straight that. Hello? Can I go back? Hold on, let me go back real quick. Let me go back real quick. Alright. Literally every match up until this point has literally been that way. For the most part. The only classes that can kind of break the chain of meta versus mid-tier characters was this match. And that's because you have really good synergy. You have Ban and you have Boombox. Like these are admittedly all pretty mid characters across the board, except for Scythe. All pretty mid-tier characters across the board, but because they're being buffed by each other with good synergies, you can match characters that like this. This is like mid, right? So it's like, the reason that Casino Crashers even lost here was, first off, because the cap. First off, the cap, like, look at this, come on. Like, the cap screwed them over. That's the first thing. But also the fact that the synergies helped them snowball back to victory. This is the first practice round Casino Crashers lost. Like, yeah. So the only reason they even won here was because synergy. Everything past that, however, is literally just, it's literally just pick off. Like, it's literally just, who chooses the best classes? Whoever chooses the best classes wins. And that's what a lot of these matches feel like. It comes down to just the tier list. Casino Crash just wins this match. Meta, meta, meta. And then you have meta, and then you have meta, and then you have a bunch of mid characters. Because Shuriken during this match is pretty mid. So, it was 3 meta, get 2 meta, they won. What else? What else do we have? Oh, shoot. Did I... Okay, yeah.
Board mobility?
But
like...
there's a lot of... Alright, let me... Okay, what were the picks here? The picks... Come on, I'm going off the old meta, not the current meta. Current meta is so much better. It's a lot more fun, and it's I thank God for it. Rocket Annihilate is, I wouldn't consider meta, but Banhammer is also not meta. Okay, so the only meta characters you have for this game mode are these 3. So they have 3. Wait, are they running the same thing, basically? Okay, so Bio, Sling, yeah, so they have 3 meta characters. I'd say Shuriken is also pretty meta for Annihilate, at least, during this patch. So, it's kind of like, this is more even, but because the people on this team are playing their mains, and Cleefy is switched off Boombox, and a lot of people who are on the ADFM are forced to switch off their mains for some reason, they kind of lose here. This is kind of, comp-wise, this is pretty even. Comp-wise, this is pretty even. But the fact that they forced a one-trick to play Rocket here costs them the game, kind of.
Oh, Banhammer on this side?
So, Casino Crashers has the innate advantage because all the classes they play right here are classes that can play pretty well versus people stretching out their resources for the most part, which didn't work for them. So this was not really a comp diff. This was a skill diff. I mean, okay, maybe it was a slight comp diff because I do think Shuriken performs so much better on Annihilate versus Rocket, but that's during this patch at least. Alright, so Bread Factory is where, let me go to meta versus... folks. So you have, once again, okay, so you have 2 metas, and then you have meta. So this is a stronger comp. However, the synergy, but keep in mind, think about this for a second. If you took 2 like mid-tier characters in this patch, like Banhammer and Boombox, you can make this these 2 high-tier characters in this instance. So that's why this match even got so close in the first place. The reason this match got so close in the first place was because of the synergy. But they gave it up they gave up 2 rounds, and now all of a sudden, like, wait a second, guys, we need to lock in. And by the time they do it, it's too late, so they didn't actually get to capitalize off their new synergy. So they just kind of sold that match. No, they didn't sell this match, they played really good. But, you know, they sold 2 matches prior to this match, so it didn't work in their favor. Anyways. Back to Crustacean Nation versus a Minor Inconvenience.
I feel like this is a really good practice map, honestly, in some aspects. Although I do feel...
Was this one tap M1? You sure can hit from a mile away? I think it was, maybe. I don't know. Either way, Shuriken in that patch is definitely much better than Rocket and Annihilate. Especially for a Rocket main who, well, they're not even a Rocket main. They're a Boombox one-trick who was forced to play Rocket. Which, I don't know why. Boombox would have been really good that pick, because they had a Banhammer. So, they could have won, they choose the Boombox low-key.
I feel as though it is...
Alright.
Are you reading it out? Sling Captain goes hard, but yeah, I agree with you, Kerbal. It was not a bad sub. The only reason I didn't want to do that is because, first off, it was like, I mean, relying on another person, and also on top of that, it's just like, I know I could, like, Austin's, like, plays, like, a level 400. We know this. Like, Austin's really good. But it was, like, more so, like, Austin wanted to play in the finals, and I kind of get that. And it's also, like, it's kind of, like, a knowledge advantage as well. Because keep in mind, WizCat and Trip play in the same team. It was also play that. So I made a compensation. Like, if you want Wiz that badly, just play the match right now and we'll get this over with. So I do think that match is, skill-wise, was definitely about the same, actually. So I'm satisfied with it, especially since it turned out to be a 3-2. So it proved that the teams were pretty damn balanced, despite that. So it did pretty good. It did pretty good for that, especially for that match. And that was a really entertaining match. The finals is really good. Alright, so back to deciphering these compositions and why some of these comps lose and some of these comps win. Alright, so Minor Inconvenience wins this one. So this is meta, and then you have meta. So it's one meta versus two metas and a good synergy.
Alright, let's
So
go.
maybe that's got, but like despite that, the disadvantage, they did Crustacean Nation did really good. There's one synergy here. Never mind. So this is one meta and one synergy. This is one meta, or two meta, one synergy. This is probably what makes Minor inconvenient to win here, actually, if I think about it.
Alright, let's go.
Because they have a Hyper Laser as well, Hyper Laser also counter advantage because they have double tank. So, yeah, so despite being hard countered by the Hyper Laser here, Crustacean Nation played out of their fucking mind here, if you think about it. Especially with the disadvantages. Like, they're down a meta pick, and they're also down a counter pick. So, that's actually insane if you think about it. Onto the Iron Cafe game. What comps do we see here? If I can skip to the right part, that is. Resources for the battlefield. So like classes like. All right. So what do we see here?
On biograph.
With bio and
Is that a
Bandhammer.
Redacted or a Vine?
Ooh, Viv and Flux. Seems like.
Okay, so everyone's alive here. All right, cool. So I don't know who won this match, but here's my prediction for who wins this match. All right, so we have a meta. I'm just gonna call them by meta or mid or bad. I don't think anyone chooses skateboard in this tournament except for like Kerboys pre-patch, but then they lost the match because it's like fucking skateboard pre-patch. Or I think no, Flux was the first one to play skate in the tournament. Crustacean Nation won Iron Cafe. I thought we won a pre-patch skate. I think you don't remember though. I think it was like very close, and then like someone got like 2 kills off that. Our CC comp was so ass. Okay, so in this we have. Do you have any synergies here? No synergy. We have mid, meta, mid, meta. 2 meta, 3 mid. And then we have meta, pretty So I think Hyper Laser is kind of like a anti unless he's countering someone. He's not really countering anyone except for Banhammer. But they have, okay, so, you know, this is kind of even comps, actually. The more I think about it. Meta. So, meta. Meta, and I think this is kind of a synergy because Hyper Laser Q boost plus Hyper Laser being able to eviscerate other range classes pretty easily. So this is kind of a synergy as well. I think that one of the strongest synergies in the game is, like there's this one comp that has like a bunch of synergies left and right. You get skateboard, you get Banhammer, you get Hyper Laser, you get Boombox. Those 4 classes, and then slap on a healer or something like that. Although it's a very risky comp, it's very synergized heavy. Like you could do a lot with that comp, but if you even have like 2 of them, it's pretty strong. Like Hyper Laser picking off other range classes that annoy. I'm pretty sure they're Q boosting in this footage right here. Like at this freeze rate, you see the Hyper Laser blue grenade on their blue Banhammer.
Station is very
So it's like you can Q boost and also like area denial. It's really good.
Coordinated right now. The Banhammer is dead. This is
Wait, did it wireframe the?
coordinated right now. The Banhammer.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like this is a good synergy. You can get like a Hyper Laser M2, the Banhammer can finish off everything and like slow them down. And also, wireframe is really good at disabling the mobility of another tank. So that synergy. So this synergy ends up being 1 meta. So it's technically even. We take the biograph and then you take the meta synergy here, and they take the 2 base meta. So this is kind of like a skill off right here. So the comps are pretty even actually, if anything.
Banhammer's going on point. Little risky move here.
So this is pretty I'd say Hyper Laser is pretty bad, but he could be yeah, he's bad. Don't get me wrong, he's pretty bad. But with synergies and also not being countered, like he wasn't properly countered by anyone on the opposite team here. So Hyper Laser is technically a mid-tier character here, and if you combine like a mid-tier character with also like a character who's not like absurdly good like Banhammer, who's also kind of like in the middle, you get like 1 good strong synergy, which can equivalent to like 1 meta pick, like a biograph. So that's why I say it's pretty even here. Hyper Laser is not being hard countered by anyone here, so he can actually play the game. Kind of. kind of. What do you call it? Man,
First round?
Cause.
Yep.
Alright, so the next match, so I want to see the CC comp. I think this is the first time skateboards have been playing the tournament. I had to rejoin here because fighting bugs. What else do we see here? Okay. This is a pretty... Our CC comp was ass? Yeah, I can see that now. I know what you mean by that. Okay, yeah. So you have a skateboard hard dive, and then you have a power pick with rocket, and then you have semi-dive scythe, and then you have a bulky character in the back line with katana, and then... I don't know what this was! Who were you guys cooking with this, actually? I don't know what this was. You have a full dive, a semi-dive, a backline take, and then like a rocket just cuss. And then you have a healer core. I don't know what this was. That's probably why you guys lost this match, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what we're thinking. Yeah, I don't know what this was. Okay, and then you have medkit, rocket, koi. So this comp is a lot more consistent, except for the rocket. I think rocket work here. So this comp is just better overall. I think this is comp diff actually.
Rocket, sword.
We're finally seeing a
medkit.
skateboard. I was so excited to see a skateboard. You know, this could have gone very differently.
Good
If the comp was just a little bit better here. I don't know what you guys. This comp was a little interesting, admittedly, but because it's like so scattered about. I think to get constructive like criticism here, I think what could have been done to make this comp should have putting Builder on Baya here. What was Builder on? Was Builder on the scythe? I don't know what he was on. What was Builder on? Tana? Oh yeah. Switching the Tana to like Baya would have been so much better. Okay, yeah.
Him. Oh, Scythe is there.
It would have been so much better. They won that match, and then the final match, and then Builder quit Bio Alpha. He plays Scythe now. I mean, if he wants to win, go ahead. The only thing he can really do is run.
Players.
If it's... Alright, so... Let's see. Alright, now we have the... This is what I like to call... This is like the meta off of the entire tournament. So, Fluxos decides to switch to biograph. And, here we go. Here we go. This is where we have a meta off. So... We have meta, and then you have no synergy, but there's two really strong, the best, admittedly in this patch, the two strongest characters, two meta, and then you have meta. This is a Scythe and Bio off, actually, if you think about it. This is a Scythe and Bio off. It's nearly the exact same anchor characters for the strongest characters in those both respective comps. But it's just like with slight differences. You switch the katana for the banhammer here. It's literally just like it's literally just straight like meta off. Who can play the meta better?
To be fair, katana can very easily stay.
And then you know the result of this match. You guys know the result of this match. I think Crusader Nation went here.
God!
Yeah, that was insane comebacks, by the way. By the way, this is like
holding points or holding.
This overtime was probably one of the best overtimes in the entire. I'd say second best. I think the best overtime was the FNAF versus Grandparents, Dark Age Clips. If you saw that overtime was fucking insane. Longest overtime. I don't know who's gonna win there. I was actually like, it was the final match too, I think. Oh my god, it was. Oh my god, that match was like. Okay, so now we have the
Wheel of Annihilate and Conquer. And
so that match is kind of even, just meta off. You might see more meta picks actually here. Here we go. What's meta? Banhammer better? I don't know who's better at this point anymore. Banhammer's snowball character, so if he plays bad initially, he can't really do anything past that point. I think they're pretty even. I think Katana's more consistent. I think Banhammer's more rewarding and has a lot more potential to be a threat compared to Katana. So I do think Banhammer in the long run will definitely be better, but he had to be really good for it to work. What match are we on? We're match 2. This is the 4th match, I believe, of Crustacean Nation versus Minor Inconvenience. The 4th round in match 2. We're going over the comps first because the comps played a heavy. Literally, just, if you see the screenshot of my tier list in my complaint video, it's 1-to-1 with the win rate of the entire tournament. It's hilarious how accurately painful it is. Guys, let's play Scythe Bio. Let's play Scythe Bio. I think.
Annihilate.
I think this might be the only match where a meta pick actually loses so far, and we're already like almost 5 to 6 rounds deep into this tournament review. Like this is extremely strong. Like this is extremely strong. However, this would be a lot better on CC. This would be a lot better on CC though. But this is Banland. I think they should have won. I think Crustacean Nation probably could have won here. I think they lose here, actually. I think Crustacean Nation could have won here if they played this comp on CC instead. Because this is a ranged map. And at the very least they have a rocket. And having at least one range advantage, Scythe is semi-range, which is kind of like not the best, especially on a wide map like this. Rocket is definitely gonna have a lot more presence here. I know they lost because they were just always at our spawn. Yeah, that's probably a big part as well. Yeah, so you guys went in for a hard dive, and that's what inevitably played to your. I saw the end here. I'm pretty sure what happened was like you guys like dived really hard, and then you got karma'd because. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. So it's like pretty even as well,
exactly
despite. With the hard dive, I don't know. Hard diving on an on this map is like impossible to do without a skateboard. Unless, well, impossible to safely do. Actually, correct myself. It's impossible to safely dive someone else's spawn on Banland and Annihilate without skateboard. Cause skateboard's like the best pick. Skateboard's like, ironically, skateboard during this patch, even now. Skateboard Banland and Annihilate might be one of the most annoying things to fight. He goes super fast. He does a lot of chip damage. The map is pretty open. Man, I wonder who plays skate on Crustacean Nation. Yeah, it's tragic. So I think what inevitably was, I think this is not like a comp diff. Actually, if anything, here's what I think. We have, let me go. Here's what I think. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 meta picks. Like 4 meta picks here. But because you were forced to play in a stupid playstyle, because Banland Annihilate does not allow for wide playstyles, you either hard dive or hard camp or play skateboard and spread out your team. Which you guys didn't do. I'm not gonna lie, if this was a CC, like I said, if this was CC, I think Crustacean Nation, if this was CC, the CC, you get the point. If this was CC or Chaos Cannon, and Crustacean Nation played this comp, they probably could have won that match, low-key. So, yeah, I think low-key what lost them was not only the spawn camping, but also the fact that it's kind of hard to fall back when you're full diving with a comp like this. Because who's fast enough to get away? Like, a skateboard would be really good here, but you don't have that. I mean, Biograph could do it, but Biograph, like, is basically fighting a 1v5 in this scenario. Because he's the only way he can get in and out, so. Yeah, that's kind of also why they lost, so. And also, I think the last pick was probably really safe for Minor Inconvenience. Because of...
Right. This is... So, oh wait, someone found the void!
Oh, so who found the void here?
Flux is low. With the spawn killing.
Like, yeah, now you guys have to fall back, but nobody can cleanly fall back like this, so everyone's getting picked off here.
Look at the state of
Rocket is...
that Sordo might be it. Oh my god, the Sordo low-key saved them. But
I'm not gonna lie. Even past that, Rocket would have just eaten killed that. The range prize is too scary for The range pressure was too. Honestly, jumping out the void actually didn't even sell the game. There's no way. There's no feasible way to get out of that unless they like did something crazy movement. I think 9 times out of 10 or like 8 times out of 10 they would have died there. So this is not even a sell.
This might be tie game. This might be match point.
That was not even a sell because Rocket's like here. Like you see Rocket projectile coming from off screen. Like this was already decided. Like the range presence and the fact they're able to push them back. This is why range is kind of important here. I guarantee you Cross wouldn't have jumped off there if it wasn't for the Rocket. If it wasn't for the Rocket, I think Cross wouldn't have like been as scared.
Point. There's no way.
I'm gonna lose because O2 began. My bio ult got denied by metal. Yeah, that's really important as well. The timing of ults, but Bandland heavily prioritizes safety over aggression. So when you guys play aggressive on a safe heavy map with a lot of range picks, it kind of like when a medkit pops ult and you're trying to fall back. Oh wait, the medkit has iframes. Guys, fall back. Now you guys can't re-dive in time, and you guys got picked off like that. So it's like the map heavily played against you. So like despite how meta this comp was, just because they had the slight map advantage and played in their spawn and they were already in spawn and grouped up and you guys had to hard commit to the dive, just because of that, they won this. Not out of comp, but because of the map. Unironically, the map, as much as I hate Bandland Annihilate, this kind of balanced the match. You guys had a really meta comp, but because the map heavily favored, defensive, they had a chance to defend and time their ults and coordinate properly, and barely survived.
Oh, it was too.
Because they're all grouped up, and you guys had to re-dive here, and it was kind of too late.
Too late.
Yep, like I said,
oh,
too late.
This
there
is
we have it.
Match.
Good job, buddy.
If only CC, yeah, the skate was a good pick on CC. It's just like everything else is kind of scattered about. All right, so this is the last match here, and I think it was near mirror comp actually, right? Yes, it was near mirror comp except for Banhammer and Katana. I remember looking at Boombox ult and literally screaming, "I need healing" out of panic. Literally the exact same thing. And I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think Banhammer by this point, especially after, like, keep in mind, this is pre-buff. They buffed Banhammer a lot more again. I think by this point, Banhammer's just a better tank, objectively. Even outside this patch, he was still better than. So,
It looks like they're taking things over.
either way, if the Banhammer misses ult, it means absolutely nothing, though. But Banhammer has the advantage here, but you have to keep it with consistent plays. And this match was insane. This is
In a more slow.
one of the most entertaining, tense matches
comes
I've
down.
ever
This is a
seen.
slow start to the
Deals
game.
massive
I want to
damage.
say this. This is a very slow start to the game.
So meta pick wise though, literally the exact same meta picks actually. It's a mirror match. It's literally outscale. So this is 100% skill. And Crusader Nation made it out of there. It was insane.
Jeez,
And you know,
everyone.
instead of in this patch, instead of practicing your best classes, just play biograph, because that will surely win you every single match. Which it does, because biograph past like the first match in the tournament is picked in literally every other fucking match. You know, I can't. It's just, oh my god. Like biograph, guys. What's biographed? Bro, I still so hard that round, 77 points in sub as well. Don't worry about it. You improve with time. Bro, as soon as FIGHTPIT ended, I dropped bio. I don't like playing him at all. The fuck? But if you want to win, play biographed. Alright, so match 3 comes to an end. Alright, now we get the We Hate Skate versus Grandparents. Alright, here we go. Let's do the observation here. I'm writing down contestants. One contestant from each video on the losing teams. So, okay. Anyways, let's get straight into this. We start to stream out at about. It always takes a bit. It always takes a bit to get the stream actually started. So, who wins? All right, who wins here? I totally forgot who wins this practice round. Off my prediction, So we have Scythe, meta, and then everything else is mid here. And then you have meta. I think Grandparents wins here, right? I think Grandparents win. This is meta, and then meta. It's 3 meta versus 2 meta. Let's see how it goes. Do you imagine if I'm actually right? I haven't said, but come on, I haven't memorized every win, so this is not BS. I'm gonna guess who's gonna win this match, right? I just looked at the meta picks, and I need to see who wins this. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Who wins this match?
It's really. Score.
Wow! What a surprise! The class with more meta characters wins. I totally forgot this match. Actually, I'm not even shitting you. I totally forgot this match existed, and I just looked at the comps, and off rip, I automatically predicted who could win because the meta was so heavily defined. It's not even funny, man. Like, it's literally exactly as I said. They have 3 meta characters. They have 2 meta characters. Who's more likely to win in this level balanced tournament? The team that has more meta kicks. It just, like, you can't make this shit up, bro. The early part of this tournament felt like a meta off. It really felt like a meta off, really. Who plays the meta class is the best? Who plays Bio Scythe, who plays Bio Scythe Rock? Or who plays, oh my god. Ugh. Then I was sub-locked on Kong and sword on Annihilate. Most mid scores on sword, not even funny. The fact that I was able to predict exactly who wins this match while forgetting it. While forgetting this match, who wins the practice round, usually it's kind of hard to remember. Oh my god. It's so insane to me how I was literally able to look at the comps, count the meta picks, and then immediately, I know it's only one example, count the meta picks, and immediately able to decipher who's going to win, who's going to lose. Because the tier list was that bad. Whoever just played the winning classes could just win no matter fucking what. You just had to sit there. I had a general idea of the meta. Keep in mind, this match is 1-for-1 with my tier list of the old meta before the godsend patches, what I call them, the patches that fix the balancing of this shitty ass game. But man, it just so the tournament results. Like, by the way, the win rates up and the win rate and pick rate is gonna say so much when I release them, when I am able to like write all this down, calculate everything, because this is not even funny.
Woo.
Huh? They had him one more meta pick, and it cost them to win the round. It's like, come on. It's a meta off.
An awe for how kind of down.
Alright, who even won this match? I don't even know. Let's do another prediction. Nobody's spoiling chat, because I forgot who won this match. All I remember is that it was 2-2 the last one. Alright, let me guess who wins here. Let me just see. I don't even know who wins here. I forgot who won. My memory's not clear. Okay, hold on. Okay. What do the comps look like? Alright. Let's look at this. Let's not analyze this, alright? Let's analyze this. We have coil. Okay, so coil duos. No bio duos. Okay, here's my prediction. Okay. We have, let's count the meta picks first. So we have Scythe Sword. So Scythe Sword, carry. And then you have Biograph, Medikit, 4 meta picks here. Well, I would exclude Rocket Annihilate, because Rocket Annihilate's not the most meta pick, but it's like, it can get the job done. So, but it's enough to sell if not played right. So, they have an advantage here. Who wins this match?
Before I left when we were starting, finish off someone low.
Ooh. Oh. Wow! I predicted it again!
Wow.
There's no way. Do they come back from that?
Oh.
The 3 oh my god. The team that has the best characters wins that match.
Oh my god.
What a surprise.
Generation help.
To be fair, they're playing Vine stuff on an island. I don't know why they're doing that either. That was pretty obvious, honestly.
The game.
I'm surprised he was even that close. I was surprised it was even that close, honestly. But yeah, so far I'm 2 for 2 on predictions. The classes with just better placement on my old tier list have all... Whoever has more of those high tier characters usually wins.
Don't want to be taking a run of damage on this map.
Alright, so this is on top edge, what's the thing?
The gardener out. Katana clearing.
Alright, so what's the time look like? Alright, so let me ignore the scoreboard. In fighting, it's not about character versus character, it's all about skill versus skill. I wish, but now I think it's actually skill versus skill if anything, actually. Now it is, at least. With new updates. New updates saved this game, but during this tournament, it was skill-based, don't get me wrong, but it was only skill-based when each team had both meta picks. Both the equal meta picks and advantages and disadvantages. But, yeah, so let's look at the comp here. Let me predict. The old meta was so bad, dude. This is why I just kind of dropped scrimming even before this. What do you think about new Vine set changes? I haven't got to test them yet. Keep in mind, I haven't been playing fighting lately because of just burnout, hitting level 1000 and all that stuff, but hopefully I'll get my drive back. So you have Scythe, Sword. Okay, so it's 2 meta versus 1. Oh, I didn't update the... Did I not update the score? I'm stupid. I didn't even update the score, dog.
The rest of the
I think I'll update it later, though. Yeah, I'll update it later, but... So this is 3 meta picks. At Rocket. Koyo.
Shield ready to
I
re-dive
think-
here.
The vines are back up.
Oh shoot! Red coming back from the depths after 30 points.
Who
all
wins
the
here?
way
So
up
my
to-
prediction is that blue team wins here. I want to be wrong. Am I wrong? There's no way. Blue team wins here, right?
Takes it back.
How have my predictions been spot on this entire stream? I don't even remember the stream. I only remember it was 2-2 on Dark Age Cliffs. No, not Dark Age. It was 2-2 on something. It was Sephoth here. So, this team wins again. Meta picks. It's like... Should we have like at this point, should we have a... Whoever has meta picks wins radar? Whoever has meta picks... By the way, to give you guys a list of the meta picks, let me list it for you guys. Alright, so during this patch, there were 4 main characters. I'll just call them main characters at this point, because they're basically just main characters. Sword, Scythe, Bio, Rocket, and I think that's about it. And Medkit. So, Sword, Scythe, Bio, Rocket, Medkit, and Shuri on Annihilate. The only characters I would consider to be straight meta picks, like meta-defining picks. So, let me recount that. So, Sword, Scythe, Biograph, Rocket, Medkit, and Shuriken. Rocket also is kind of maybe game mode exclusive, but it depends on the execution and stuff. So, those 6 characters, particularly Sword, Scythe, Bio, Rocket, define the entire game's sway. Which it does, because they won this match. And that was my prediction. I totally forgot who fucking won here. So, that's... Okay, so let me check this match.
Cool.
Check this match.
Oh,
Very
dude.
Pokemon-wise, I was like...
Knows that so much.
Alright, let me see.
But that does...
I don't think I know who wins here. So... Wait. Oh, wait, this was double practice round. We did double practice round, right? Oh, we did do double practice round, so we have a lot more matches here.
Not matter, because...
Furry.
Alright, so let's look at this. Let's look at the picks here. Now we have Sword. So meta, and I maybe would consider Slingshot and Annihilate meta, so this is like huge advantage right here. What do they have on that
Win.
team?
The boy.
Skateboard Annihilate, a meta, kind of like... He's only good on this map, and he's even then, he does the best. Should I consider this a meta pick? Whatever. Scythe, Medkit, and Biograph are definitely meta picks, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is kind of even, actually. Kind of? I don't know who's gonna win here. I don't know who even won here. It's all meta. I don't know who even won here, actually. I can't predict who's gonna win here because there's so many niche picks. You see how it's so much harder for me to decipher who's going to win when people choose characters that don't automatically win you the game? Off win condition? It's kind of hard to decide who wins here. All right, so if you can't decipher on first glance, this method is what I like to call the margin of error method. All right, so you look at all the classes, you look at each class, how easy it is to fuck up, and I'm gonna guess that red team's gonna win here because skateboard is so easy to fuck up. All right.
Oh yeah, the spectator voice.
Okay, so
No.
oh my, yo, someone click that. I'm a psychic. Okay, whatever. It's not that big of a deal anyway, so let's just continue. If you can't decipher on first glance, use the margin of error. And then skateboard, high margin error, just choose the opposite team who's gonna win from skateboard.
Still winnable. This is
It's still winnable.
Yep. It's still winnable. Does he win here?
Oh, skate, no shutdown.
Nope. Actually, that's what even costed the game the more. The skate ult was not a bad play, but skateboard just convinced the margin for error is too high. You see what I mean?
Damn.
It's too risky. Why would you why would you ever play skateboard? We could just play biograph, turn off your brain, sit in the back line, and then immediately one combo someone from across the map, or just press Q on your keyboard and kill them from across. Why would you ever do that? And they won that match because skateboard is just too risky. Why would you ever play skateboard? And that ult wasn't even a bad play. That could have won the game, but like. They just have skateboard's ult is just really risky. His entire risk character. It's like.
And that goes.
It's like my prediction. Keep in mind, I don't remember anything in this match except for it was 2-2. Because keep in mind, grandparents' match have always been 2-2. I don't know. I don't remember what matches are won to get to 2-2. If I look at a 2-2 match, I forget it. I just remember that this match was 2-2 and it moved to 3-2. All right. So it's like wow.
Goes to the red.
Wherever margin of error, no matter how good the map is for skateboard, is a huge factor as to how the outcome is decided. And it's like, oh my god, it hurts so much to see just characters that really should be performing for how hard they are to play, like skateboard, just don't perform because you have classes like fucking sword, shuriken, medkit, and then it's just
Really
wow,
well played.
it hurts. It hurts really, and I'm so glad this atrocious meta is gone. I'm so glad it's gone. We never have to live this day again. As long as Aiden keeps the game relatively balanced, we won't have to do this anymore. Because it hurts so much.
Another player for some reason in the thing like, oh, we're just gonna put them on that team and we're gonna put them on that team to balance it out.
Alright, let's see how this. Alright, here's my prediction. I'm gonna skip back. So I see that you can point aim, but obviously this way the other round. Alright, so we have let's do a meta pick, alright? Let's do meta. 3 meta, 2 mid. And we have meta. Grandparents is gonna win. I hope. Hold on. Am I right? Is grandparents is gonna win, right?
It is match point for them.
Oh! Wait. Are you dead ass? Oh, keep in mind, that's the first prediction I've gotten wrong.
If they win the next one,
That's crazy. That's
over. However,
crazy. Maybe it was the heal diff. Let's check.
Team.
Let's check the healing.
match point.
Maybe
for
it was the
both
heal
of
diff. Let's check.
Oh,
I mean, I clicked through it pretty fast. Maybe it was the heal diff.
Knox gets MVP.
If it's, I actually let me predict it right now before I show. Maybe heal diff is what caused the grandparents to lose. Let's check the healing.
Even though it says Kerboy's got MVP.
Was that a bug?
On my end.
No. Okay, so Aiden changed it like the festival thing.
Yes, it's slight healing diff, but it's not anything to be like, oh, maybe it was a healing diff. Isn't that 3 meta versus 3 meta? What do you mean? It's 3 meta versus 2 meta. What do you mean? Where's the 3 meta? Sword's more consistent than Rocket? Rocket on Conquer is basically a win button in this patch, right, Matrix? Literally everyone chose Rocket. Everyone and their mother chose Rocket in this tournament.
Oh,
Value right
Oh
now.
my god! The Make It Rise!
Hold on. I mean, theoretically, you could make an argument for 3 versus 3, but in all honesty, this is a huge event. Medkit Res is... This is before nerf, I think. Wait, when did the Medkit Res patch come out? Oops, when did the Medkit Res patch come out? When did it come out? Anyone know? Can anyone look that up for me? When did the Medkit Resurrection from 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds come out? Because this might have been the reason why they lost. I really don't want balance patches to be the deciding factor whether someone wins or not. But from the looks of it, most of the matches, win or loss. Most of the matches, win or loss, are recently. I'm gonna check the patches on my phone real quick. I'm gonna scroll up, 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 scroll up. There's a whole lot of patches. Oh my god, a lot of unnecessary patches too. Hold on. I need to go back up. All right, scroll. Oh, these are the God Zone patches. Okay. Patches down. Don't worry about it. I'm looking for the patches right now. It wasn't recent. It wasn't recent. It wasn't recent. It wasn't recent. It was a while ago. It was a bit ago. And it was a while ago. I'm talking about the 1.5 to 2 seconds. Hold up. Patches. I'm looking this up. I can't find it. Medkit res. I'm talking about the 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. This was 1 year ago. 27 days. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was talking about the patch where they increase Medkit Crystal, like when you pop Medkit Resurrection. I was talking about the patch where he ults and it used to take 1.5 seconds to hit the ground to resurrect, but now it takes 2 seconds. I'm talking about the increased time from 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds when you use Medkit Resurrection. I don't know when that was, but either way, it was a healing diff, whether it was from a patch or not, but it was a healing diff along with any synergy.
So I thought
maybe the short rollout for Bread Factory also factored in as to January 26th, you said? Nope, 1 day before. Okay. 1 day before. Thank you for calling that out, Matrix. So it was 1 day before. So, if anything, I need to might need to look into this diff. I might have to look into this and see if it was a... Because keep in mind, it is possible the reason why this match even swayed that reason is because Biograph and Vine Staff do have a very small synergy with Vine Q, old Vine Q. Is Hyper a tad overtuned now? I haven't... Well, it seems like he's getting a lot of buffs, but... I think in open servers, he's definitely overtuned, but I think in scrims, he might be kind of performing slightly on average level, because right now... well, as of a few patches ago, or like last patch, before all the meta characters got nerfed, he was pretty bad because all the meta characters countered him. And I think he needed those buffs, but we'll see. Because we need to wait first. We need to see more tournaments go down, or like just more scrims and stuff. And also, I need to get my knowledge back up because I haven't scrimmed in a while too. And ever since hitting level 1000, I've been taking a break. So we don't know yet. Maybe I don't know yet. Maybe he is overtuned. Who knows? But we'll see.
Well, team's doing pretty good.
No.
Hopefully I'll probably make a video on Hyperlaser, or like I'll probably go live sometime and start playing scrims or something, or just go live or make a video of scrims.
By the pressure this time.
Because after all these patches, the fighting meta has been completely reset to kind of been balanced now. So
here comes the rocket.
Yeah.
Honestly, getting a lot.
Back to what I was saying earlier, though.
Not getting like any.
I think maybe the reason they won was because Vine and Biograph are significantly better combo than Medkit Bio. So Medkit is not really a Bio helper.
At the same time, I don't think resetting is.
So that's like the one rare case where that's like the one rare case where it doesn't really matter for meta picks as long as you have synergy. So I think that's probably what caused him to win that game. Anyways, now for the laundromat game, let's see what wins here. Prediction off comps alone. All right,
Okay, just start the match. Just start the match. Everyone's probably really antsy, and the anxiety's probably getting to
okay, yeah. So this is the comp. Okay, I'm making sure. Okay, so let's look at meta picks. Shuriken meta, sword meta, biograph meta, 4 meta, slingshot annihilate kind of counts as meta. 3 meta versus obviously grandparents wins here. I'm just trying to figure out how and why. Yeah, I think I can figure out. So it seems as if it seems as if the reason why We Hate Skate didn't win this is because they didn't have a tank buster really, and they have Katana. I think this is another interesting match. That's what makes grandparents interesting to watch. It's like they'll fight against disadvantages and still manage to win. And I think the Katana pick low-key might benefit them in this match. If I don't remember, might benefit them because they have no tank buster. Coil is can't really do much against Katana. Yeah, miscalculation, but I think I think this is a better comp overall. Shuriken's the only range Katana gets to do a lot with it. Yeah, exactly. Shuriken is not necessarily a bad pick unless they choose Katana, who kind of counters him. And Coil also can't do anything. Like, what answer do you really have against this guy? Sword? Not really. Sword is not really a counter. You shouldn't be rushing Katana with Sword. So that's probably why grandparents won here, not because of the meta pick, but it's a counter pick. I think this is the rare case to where a counter pick actually works into their grandparents' favor. Because in all reality, this is the better comp, right? This is clearly the better comp. But this is the counter comp to that comp. So that's the reason why they win here. So that would explain why they won. Alright, so for this fourth round, let's get to see... This is like where everyone has very the big stock. So let's go ahead and see... I know grandparents wins because they move to the finals and they win the entire tournament, but like... I just want to see the comps here. I want to see if they won a disadvantage or an advantage.
Oh, what?
Yeah, me too. Alright, let's see the comp. Meta. No, and it's kind of like only 2 solid, like, consistently meta picks here. And then you have meta. So, okay, so that kind of explains why grandparents won here. Was it by a landslide? Let's see. Kind of.
Make it ult. Oh,
Rifle ult shut down.
They're holding point.
Yeah, meta pick. Double tank counter against the Coil because Coil can't really do anything against, especially gets caught. He kind of has to run away and tickle. So yeah. Grandparents kind of just have the comp advantage and also the strategy advantage. Like, really good usage of their team comps. I think that's probably why they won the tournament. They have a really good usage of their team comps, and they know when to choose certain characters, when not to choose certain characters, and that's really good. Really good game knowledge. Because like I said, in all reality, this comp is just so much better than this one. But this one counters this one, and they predicted that and baited it out with Katana. It's just really smart plays. Something I find interesting how much more Katana was played when the 2 tanks are about equal in terms of balance. Yeah, exactly. Katana's safer.
Like, the comp they have,
it's so much safer.
That's gonna be really
no shield.
Like, a lot of people feel much more comfortable on Katana than Banhammer. Because he's risky. I've played Katana too many times where people just blindly rush into our supports, not expecting to be a fat man with a sword. That's what I'm saying. Alright, so match 4. I'm writing down some other things. Alright. Let's get to the... Mentally noting things down. I'm gonna announce the shadow dress soon. Did my phone just buzz, or was that, like, inside the video? No, that was right now. That was me. Okay. We hate skate versus Chris.
Point. Like, they're getting.
This match is heavily overshadowed, low key. Mainly because some of the people playing were just really washed. So let's see the comps here. Let's see comp. Let's do comp inspection. Comp inspection. It's kind of hard to analyze this composition. We have one meta pick, two meta picks here. We have one meta pick. How much you want to bet that what do you call it? The wins here, just because they have more meta picks. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. There's no way, right? There's no. I'm a fucking genius. I'm a fucking genius, dude. I always predict, dude. My predictions, like, I've only gotten so far in this entire stream. I have only gotten one prediction wrong. Keep in mind, I haven't memorized everything about the tournament. There's like so many matches. The practice rounds don't even count, so I don't memorize who wins those. I literally just looked at comps. I looked at the comps, looked at this, and said, "Hey, they have a sword biograph, and they only have a biograph. I wonder who's going to win this match." Well, it looks like it's going to be this team.
A little too late from the bio.
Alright, let's look at team comps again. Let's look at team comps.
Guys, they're ready. Guys, they're ready.
Let's look at team comps.
Locked in, but he gets away.
Alright. Let me predict who's gonna win here. I know the score is 19, but they can very well much lose this though. Meta pick. That's about it. Two meta picks here. Meta pick. Ah, it's even actually.
Wait with it for free.
It's even in meta picks. But if I had to really choose, I'm not gonna say this is a switch up, so don't count this one. This is a switch up because they have two meta characters that can easily carry the match single-handedly. I think. Is it straight mirror? I think the might win this just because subspace. Maybe? Right? They win here?
Double, red double.
Asher,
I think
Oh.
THE or the
Tunnel.
wins here because of
four,
sub.
that's
Yeah.
four, they
I didn't remember the subble, low-key.
got four, that's a guarantee.
Did this bro. Subspace on Conquerors is a really solid pick. See what I mean? It's like you can look at a team series. Yeah. So that makes it sort of gotta how to predict the outcome of a match by just looking at the team comps. It's actually very easy. Just having good game knowledge. Well, I'm not sure the current meta is gonna fare. Actually, I think during the current meta, it might be more switch up than people would expect. Are teams being changing the Zoom draft, or am I still on my team? It depends. It depends who's gonna be drafted in. It depends on the relative skill balance of the people we draft in. You know what I mean? So I might rearrange some people, I may not. But automatically assume though you're not being the same team because of the fact that there might be way too many strong people from the draft. Because like, keep in mind, I'm drafting only the best players into the league, so like there might be a little bit of rebalancing.
GG's.
Red team.
Because if I draft like the best players from each individual team, might be a zero summer. Actually, like the Zoom draft, it's probably a few months, maybe like 1 or 2 months. It depends if I can stabilize my financial situation because spending spending $100 or $10K Robux for the prize and stuff is gonna be taxing. And speaking of taxing, I gotta actually do something about that as well because I might get robbed by the government even though I barely make any money. So that's besides the point. I'm able to predict all these matches. Pretty predictable. They're pretty predictable because of they're predictable because the comp. It's just comp diff, really. It's called tier list. Look at tier list. Look at brain dead tier list, and then hold on.
Alright.
Look at brain dead tier list, and then use common sense. All right, so meta pick, kind of meta pick, so I'll count that, I guess. Meta pick, meta pick, 3 meta pick versus meta. I think Curse of Biograph Q wins here. 3 meta and a wall.
That makes more sense.
GG's to Biograph.
I'm a fucking genius. I'm a fucking genius. There's no way. It's so easy to win because look at 4 meta and then you have a wall. It's really easy and it's also like not enough for the chip past. They have a wall too on this team, but the rocket pick versus the rocket pick is not very good considering. Look at their high ground. Look at their high ground. The high ground can easily overpower them. They can't.
Biograph
Good
Q.
job, everyone.
That's...
It was more balanced than you thought it was.
One thing I hate about the tourney is how it can constantly do the balance change, how long it took. Yeah, exactly. It takes a long time for this balance change. And then when people don't show up, it also makes it a lot harder.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
sure, there's sometimes there are like some clear leads between the teams, but generally speaking, like it's relatively balanced.
The thing.
Yeah, so Curse of Biograph Q literally wins that match just because of the comp diff. They had a better comp. Literally, it's just been all, like, 90% of these matches have come down straight, except for Grandparents matches, because Grandparents is, like, a different team. That's how, Grandparents is, like, the definition of, that's how you make it, that's how you, like, work against the odds against your favor. Because Grandparents has been only team in this tournament so far, I think, that has got my prediction wrong. No, not Grandparents. I think Crusacian Nation also did, too. Sling and Skate were so annoying during Annihilate matches, that's what I'm saying. Alright, so let's look. We have meta. We have meta. 2 meta versus meta. Even match. But just off of skill, I think I know the score of this one. I think it's gonna be 3-1. So I think those. I don't count this one because this does not count as easy. But like they have a subspace again. This is gonna win them. Subspace is gonna win them.
The blue
Here
comes the sword
on a myth they're all.
Actually, the sub got MVP. So it's like the sub just wins them the match here, just off that alone. Moving on to the final match. I know the wins here and moves on, but I want to look at the comps. Just skate. 1, 2. Well, I guess skateboard counts as meta. Maybe no. I will count skateboard. He's too inconsistent. 1, 2, 2 versus 1, 2, 3. Margin for error. They are likely to lose this. If anything, if this match wasn't like, you know, if I didn't know the score was going to be 3-1, if anything, I would predict this team to win, but I actually got some context. Apparently, one of the people on this team were kind of washed, so that's probably why they lost, even though they have the clear comp advantage. They could have won this. So, we don't know how this turns out,
Very,
though.
very, very close.
It was close. See, it was close, but the person on this team was washed, so, like, it makes sense. So if I wasn't blind to that one, I would have predicted them to win. But since one of the teammates was washed, it was not bound to happen. So yeah. So far what we have only one prediction wrong. We literally have only one prediction wrong. Hold on, let's run tap. One prediction wrong the entire tournament because this tournament is Where were we? Oh, we finished that. So now we're in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals. We're 1 hour into the stream. I need to finish this up. I'm really busy lately. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this match.
Oh my god!
Alright, so let's see. Who do I think wins this match? Is it A, the team with 1, 2, 3 meta picks in a subspace, or the team with
Annihilation? Look at.
Or the team with 2 meta picks. So this has 3 meta picks in a subspace. So yeah, I think this match was a sweep anyway. This felt very, very one-sided. So
There goes Top Hat. Metal comes out.
yeah, they had no range, so I'm not gonna count any of that. The only one I count was the first one, though. It's pretty obvious, though. Yeah, that was pretty damn obvious. Anyways, oops. let's move on to Crustacean Nation.
I have 4. I have like 4 of them. Aspire or something.
Can't even say Tana was a meta pick for me since all I did was be out of place and hold M1.
At this point. Hey, who wants this to be a
Accurate
stream?
Tana gameplay.
Dude, I downloaded
Whopping 20 minutes behind schedule.
20.
Just waiting on red team pick. Did you set up the
Who wins this match?
being really?
All right, prediction. I'm just gonna wing it at this point. 1, 2 meta picks. This does have a synergy, so it's technically 3 meta picks and a row. Actually, no, 1, 2. Oh, this is really good. This is like 4 meta picks basically. This is figuratively 4 meta picks in one. This is 4 meta picks in one, and then this is 1, 2, 3 meta picks, semi-meta picks. So this team has a slight advantage, but it could very either way go. If I had to absolutely bet on a team, though, it'd probably be Crustacean Nation.
Once again, I will say, Red Team did a really good job at this.
Who wins here? I don't know who wins here, actually.
Red.
Oh my god, Katana
Banhammer.
barely scrapes away the HP of that Banhammer. Subspace ults for point priority.
Here comes another Mega Dog.
Oh my god, who's gonna win this?
I don't even know who wins here. Wait,
Team has
it's
point
blue
am I
priority.
wrong?
Boombox is holding
Am
on.
I dead ass wrong?
Make it still alive, make it dead.
No, yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, but I told you, you can easily, like, this is like the only match that's like, well, this is second match of my predictions so far that have went differently from my prediction, differently than I predicted. And I said, but I even said, I quoted my quote, go back a little bit in the stream. I said, it can either go either way because this is technically 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 4 meta picks figuratively because of synergy. And this is like this is like a 3.5 because so it's just like a half meta character here.
And that's game.
Yeah, that
So I was basically dead on the mark. So yeah, I was pretty much completely right about that.
But it'll be okay.
You can switch up pretty easily about that. All right, so for Annihilate,
And
all right. So for Annihilate, I didn't
Blue-
get to a part where everyone's alive.
Is right.
Okay, you're cool. 1 meta pick. What? 1 meta pick, 2 meta pick. Synergy, so 3 meta picks. So figuratively 3 meta picks here. So on the opposite team, we have 1 meta pick, 2 meta pick, 3 meta pick, 4 meta pick.
Oh, hey, look.
So this team is more skewed to win. So blue team is my prediction. Nope, I'm wrong again. Wow, I'm actually getting all these wrong. This is a first. I didn't say so. This is the first official. This is the second actual official one I got one wrong. It's kind of hard. Everything else has been relatively akin to what I predicted, but I'm kind of surprised. What could have caused him to lose this match?
An amazing first round. I couldn't really commentate there. There was just so much going on. I could not pick a fight.
Honestly, I'm gonna be.
There's just so much going on.
Hold on.
It was an amazing.
Hold on. Huh. I genuinely don't know how Crustacean Nation won this. They had the disadvantage. Like I said, this is 3 meta picks. A figurative 3. Wait, did I count that right? This is 1, 2. Yeah, and a combination of which makes 1 meta pick. So this is a figuratively 3 meta pick here, and this is 4 meta picks because you have Rocket Sword, and then you. How do they lose
the
here?
first point.
Did they play just bad? That's my prediction. I don't know.
Double boombox all, double sword all. Holy.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know who wins this. I spoiled myself, but let me like.
Defensively,
Okay, I spoiled myself. I don't remember how this match went, but off comps alone, this comp is so much better. This is the one I thought they should probably run. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 meta picks, really good. Technically, it could be 5 meta picks because apparently Sword and Boombox is a combo, but I mean, I don't think anyone was really aware of it comboing. Also, after we'll be turning the whole video on the whole tourney. Maybe it's gonna be a long time from here because I might include in the tourney video. I might include also the Zoom draft, which is a bit away from where we are right now. I'm not completely sure because I've been working on other projects too, and I'm really busy.
Will be to be better here because they have very much more like.
It really depends. Oh, the
thing is that I gotta find stable income first so I can like be comfortable like editing and making that video and taking the time out of it. So. And stuff.
Here comes the double sword ult.
What do we have here on the opposite team? Meta. Is this mirror? No, it's not mirror. But slingshot's better than scythe in this case. No, they're about the same. So this is about even. Actually, they're about even strength in this. Because there's a lot of walls, so Slingshot can get blocked, but he has a lot of range presence. So this is even match, but I think they just play better, honestly. So this is a swing match, actually, if anything. If you ever need help in the editing and stuff, I can. Maybe I'll consider that. But thank you.
First time I opened it.
So that was a swing match. I couldn't predict that one. That was
Kirby Air Riders.
There was
mirror match except
there
for the
was
Slingshot
Kirby
side.
music, but it was glitched. But the thing is, right? What you want on this map is an early.
Alright, so what do we have here? We have meta and a half. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2.5 versus 2.5 meta class versus 1, 2, 3. So 2.5 versus 3. This could easily go either way, but I'm betting that the least wanted would win here.
Lead, but you also want flexibility with, you know, just.
Blue team has point lead right now. I think.
Red
No.
team, Crustacean Nation has a point. Oh,
Give us the right wall.
Countered.
Tana
Tana
counters.
counters.
Everyone on Crustacean Nation. Oh, the sub counter.
Here comes the sub ult. Here comes the ban ult.
No, that ban hole, if that hit, it would have been huge.
Doesn't do
Meg
anything.
saves their team.
They took it back. They need to regroup here really
Holy
fast
shit,
or it's
what?
over. Oh.
Yup, I was right. It's more likely for blue team to win. It's just like the game was so telegraphed. Like if you can if predicting the outcome of fighting games in this meta was a science, I would be the innovator and I'd be the Albert Einstein of the generation because I'm able to predict nearly every single one of these matches because it's so predictable. I made my tier list on a hunch because the game was so visibly unbalanced that I was able to predict a lot of things. This is like 2.5 meta versus 3 meta. So it's like, wow.
And
what I was talking about.
Here comes the trade.
Ooh,
Right? Crustacean
right
Nation's
now,
getting the lead on them.
Crustacean Nation.
All right, what's the lead? Okay, I know like Crustacean Nation is leading right now, but so we have biograph 1, 2, 3, 4 meta pick versus 1, 2, 3, 4 meta pick. It's even match. Literally anyone can win here. It might be close actually.
That bio.
Yep, it was close. Yep, exactly I predicted. It was close. Yep, it was indeed close. Cool. Anyways, moving to the last match.
Is providing a lot.
What's the comp looking like right now? Let's get back. I know Crustacean Nation probably. No, they don't win here, right? So that means this team wins. Oh yeah, I spoiled myself. I can't use a prediction now. Meta. 3 meta because the combination with Banhammer Boombox. So 3 meta here, and then we have meta. Is that a medikit? Yeah, it's a medikit. It's just, yes, I'm medikit right there. So meta, no synergy but subspace. So 2.5 versus 3. So they have the advantage. So I think they just sold actually. Because look at this lead. Like my prediction was right. If I were to predict this one, even though I already know who's gonna win, if I were to predict this one, I'd probably choose this one because they have the meta advantage. But they probably just sold really bad. And plus they have a point lead. Maybe the point cap actually screwed them
Make it
over.
all.
Like, the thing is,
Was it the point cap that screwed them over?
Sub
Holy
ult
hits.
really risky.
Sub ult comes out.
No, they just got point back. Okay, so they were just fumbling the bag really bad. So see, no, they're getting it back again.
Mid fiddle.
Can he get it off? Can he get it off? No!
Rocket
Bane
open
shut
now.
down!
Close the Bane.
Rush back in! This might be another overtime,
League
folks.
wanted is getting back really, really closely.
Katana ults.
Oh my god.
Take
See,
the
it's
ult.
like, yeah, all this is
Sword,
disjointed.
sword, stop. Hold point.
The
Boom,
sword,
boom,
the
boom,
sword
boom.
wasted Q.
Right in. Bicep ults.
Yeah, it's just like
Subspace ult. Get shut
very,
down.
Subspace ult.
yeah, and overtime
Shut down,
probably was
overtime,
insane here.
overtime. Tana ult. Tana ult.
Robots.
Their med kit's dead here. They didn't defend their med. See, this is
Ult comes out. Vine Sap gets shut down.
very much winnable situation, but they were not in it.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So like I said, if I were to predict, I predict Precision Nation to win. But if they kept a stronger early lead, or if they were really nervous and their comms fumbled, that's what I predict. But yeah, this match was like more or less what I've kind of expected by this point. Well, not really expected, but more or less like not as like polarizing as some would say, because it's pretty close.
Honestly, like it feels like the last match. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay, I can see everyone now. Oh, this is when I played.
Definitely a really fun match. It's just that they, like, Blue Team did not commit to the dive well enough. They needed to commit to DPS if they wanted to survive that.
This one Gio was solo hosting.
Like, you have to go one way or the other. I'm just kind of yapping right now. Currently, the teams don't
Poor
really have
Gio,
much
I made
time
them
left on picking,
do this.
Like, you know,
This was even. I don't think the comps even matter this game. We'll skip this. We'll skip this game. I don't think the comps even matter just because. They had to commit to what? Oh, dude, this match I cried tears, but we did what we could. Yeah, I think I'm sorry for selling because I chose skateboard. Sorry for selling because I chose skateboard. Low-key, if I chose like better classes, maybe have a chance. Either way, the team was already a mess. We had a bunch of like it was already a mess because we lost players that it was specifically organized. People dropped out and stuff, and they wanted to come back in, and it was like it was all messy and stuff. There was like no chance to win there, whatsoever. Plus, my PC was absolutely dying. Alright, now I think we just get past that. Into the semifinals, I think? No, this one. This match, very controversial. Even though it shouldn't have been, because it was even as hell. Asia player who's balling, yeah, it was pretty. This match was quite the fiasco. This was the second best match in the tournament. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. It was the second best match in the tournament. Besides the finals, I think wait, I'd say it would be tied for second best. I don't know. It's kind of hard to decide. Okay. This match was definitely on the high end of being so astronomically good.
oh boy, I'm so glad.
The end, it had the best round though, I will say. The overtime at the end was, oh my god. Extravagant.
It's gonna drag them in. There's Zeph.
Alright.
Okay, now Mech is singled out, but Hyper Laser is also getting cornered down, but with really good aim.
Oh, let's see here.
Put enough pressure on the biograph to back them off.
The subspace is currently.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing the meta predictions. I think you get the point by now. I've been like almost accurate every match on who's gonna win, because even if I don't remember the outcome, because the meta was that defined. But let's talk about this match like on a genuine level, right? Let's just talk about the match and how it went. This match, was close, and I mean close. It was there was no amount of
Trying to take advantage.
there was no amount of like tampering we could have done to make this match unbalanced, because after Kerboy subbed back in, even as Kerboy subbed back in, the match went on for eons. So this one, I'm gonna skip all through this. So they're going back and forth, And we get to this match,
really
right? So we get to this match. This match.
Wow. You did really
Not only had to take a lot of time because a lot of
Okay,
people were disconnecting,
great.
reconnecting and stuff. We also were just deciding thing is, here's my mentality here. So the sub clause was just like, we were overworking you like a 9 to 5. Also on top of that, Kerboys had just woken up. They've already put in the team. They have an advantage. However, they're not warmed up. So if we just force them into this spot of leadership while they woke up, they were at a disadvantage. They were at the exact same advantage and disadvantage at the same time. They were at the exact same advantage, disadvantage. The Kerboys just woke up, had to take the leadership position from Buggy, and I thought this was gonna be a fair match, and I was right. It was a fair match. It was the best match in the entire tournament, probably better than anything that happened in the finals. And this entire match, even before that, the other matches were fucking insane.
Their first mirror match.
No, we
I
haven't
think so,
actually.
yeah. I think we've gotten it.
And this match was, oh my god, hold on, I need to turn the volume up. Oh, it's already up all the way.
Comes out, gets
It's
no
so
one-
even. It's going back and forth.
I remember you. They started playing. Sortal.
Oh, but
Make
the-
it. This res might be it.
This, how long did
Make
this
it a whole
overtime
point.
go on
Take it
for?
back. Red Rocket's ulting.
No, but they got hit by Katana.
Tana
Now
ult,
Rocket's
Tana
coming back.
This
Come on.
overtime
Such space. Oh,
cannot be
he's
replicated by
He's
any
dead.
type of
He's dead.
artificial
Make it ulting,
balancing
make
or
it
anything. This,
ulting.
I was lagging a bit, but I don't care. It was like, they're going back and forth. Fixie's throwing something to the right here.
You need to hold this. You need to hold this as much as possible.
Red,
Look at ults.
Red on point.
Take
Blue
a
on
look. They're
point.
making so low. They're making so low. They're making so low. The Make's dead. The Make's dead.
They're catching back up. They're
Oh,
catching
they're
back
lagging.
up.
Oh, lag. Oh my god.
The lag was insane
So
too.
close. Oh,
They just have to hold. They just have to
Tana
hold.
ult. Make it ulting. They can secure this. Keep them alive. Keep them alive.
Yes.
Red Make's on ult. Make's on ult.
Holy shit!
They're
This,
coming back, they're coming
this
back.
overtime,
But they're getting.
this overtime was unparalleled. 2-1. Look how even it
It's
was.
still going.
so close.
Red Subspace ulting.
still
Red
going.
Subspace ulting. Red Subspace is one down. Red Subspace got picked off. Got picked off. Red Make it ulting. Red Make it ulting.
The ult landed. Oh my dude, this match.
The Subspace ult. The Subspace still lives. Get the
Holy shit! It keeps going. It keeps going. It just keeps fucking going.
That's really-
This match was straight blood, sweat, and tears.
Blue Make it ult. It keeps going.
Holy
It
shit!
It won't stop. They're going back and forth.
It keeps
As much
going.
as possible.
One.
And Grandparents takes it.
Holy shit! And people say that match was not balanced. I'm so sorry I had to deal with the after assault. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I understand the frustration of Southern Kerboys end, but you realize, the thing is, what I don't understand is that let's say for this, all right? Let's say for this, you just woken up. This is from Kerboys' perspective. You just woken up. You realize, oh shit, I'm missing the tournament. It's starting right now. I need to wake up, get on my PC real quick. You wake up, you see your team's 2-2, and you want to wager whether your half up woken up ass should sub in for the final match of the tournament and put all the stakes on your back when you just had woken up. You're not warmed up or anything. You are tired. You probably maybe or may not have breakfast. And you just want to be there for your team, right? Would you rather have someone who's already got the team to 2-2 to continue playing, or would you rather take that risk and sub in? So we allowed Kerboys to sub in based off that clause that he woken up. He hasn't really warmed up all that much. Now he's finally online for the 2-2, and there's a lot of pressure. Even if he theoretically, even if he lied and said he wasn't he had woken up, and he did warm up. there's still a lot of pressure and anxiety that comes from playing at a 2-2 on a semifinals match in a tournament of single elimination. So, and this match went on for eons, and it's long as hell. So, so here's my question. If you were in that position, what would you do? What would you do? And that's the question that needs to be asked towards the people who basically got, like, really pissed over this. It's like, if you're in the same situation, would you really want to sub in for the sake of your team? Do you want to be a team player? It's like, do you really want to, like, take things in your own hand? Do you trust the person that subbed in for you to continue winning, or do you want to be there to win yourself? And that's the way decision. That's when we allowed that. And also on top of that, Kerboys was supposed to be on the original roster. So, like, you were going to fight him if he appeared, and he did appear. You had to be prepared for that. And he just woken up, and he had a disadvantage, and he had a lot of pressure put on him to win this match, and they won by, like, 4 points, which is insane. And
That's my team! That's my team!
That-
That's the team I subbed for!
so the stakes were
Holy
extremely
shit.
high on that.
Holy shit! That
It
was
wasn't just
amazing.
Kerboys equals victory. Sure, he MVP, but this is low key. This was low key just Rocket. This is not.
Incredible
just rocket, come
match.
on.
That was the
That was
longest
beautiful.
overtime we had.
That was beautiful!
Kerboys get holy shit! Look at that KDA. I'm saving that. What the hell?
Oh my goodness, Bio clutched up!
And also just the healing diff as well.
Saving that. What the hell?
Oh my goodness, Bio clutched up!
Like, oh my god, both med kits were fucking putting up wilt numbers, dude. They were literally. Ray, you literally fucking healed out of your mind. Like the reses, the back-to-back. Oh my god. The fighting. It was kind of like a battle. It was.
Got picked off!
You literally had to ult here.
Red Kid ulting!
This ult was insane, by the way.
Kid
Red Kid ult!
Start ult!
That's how all comes out. Oh my
Start
god.
ult! The subspace ult!
Yeah, I don't think they would have crashed over Kerb if they won. Exactly, and they were close to winning. It wasn't unwinnable either. Look at the scoreboard. 4 points.
He still lives! Get them! Get them!
Hey, Katana!
Katana!
It wasn't that like it was like if it was like 100 to 50 or 100 to 80 or something or 150 to something or 130 to something, I would understand the frustration, but it was so close. It was fun against fixes, yeah.
Just kind of fun.
Straight carry, they would have like
Love
yeah, Kerboy's MVP here, but that was just Rocket. That was just low-key Rocket. Hi, Athletes Meme Builder. I can provide more detailed information on why we pick certain comps on CC. As I really thought of everything, I can tell you it. I just got from school. Builder, you don't have to explain the comp. I can already. I see what you guys were going for, but it was not it. I scratched my head genuinely. I was like, what? Whoa. It's like you guys are going for everything. You're like, jack of all trades, master of none, and you have a skateboard diving, you have a katana in the backline, and you have a scythe semi-diving, and it was messy all over the place.
Beautiful. That was
You guys wanted to
beautiful.
just have a very, like...
Kerboys get holy shit! Look at that KDA. I'm saving that. What the hell?
Oh my goodness, Bio clutched up!
But yeah, this was an insanely close match. But yeah, I don't know why this is even a complaint, because it was quite literally just a lot of pressure put on, you know, the actual player who was forced to sub back in. And plus, like I said, Kerboys was on the original roster. So if Kerboys, it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like you go to, how do I put this? You go to a you go to a seafood restaurant, right? And the only thing available on their menu is, well, you order, let's say you order from the seafood menu, and you're like, hey, I would like this, this fried salmon, right? or something like that, something of the sorts. And they come back to you with an order you didn't want. Like, they'll give you like fish sticks or something like that. Like, oh, we didn't have any salmon, we can give you fish sticks. And you'd be like, oh, damn it. And then all of a sudden, now they're like, wait, they take the fish sticks away from you. I don't know, this is a weird comparison. They take the fish sticks away from you, like, wait a second, no, we actually do have the fried salmon. And then serve it to you. That's basically what the other team was going through. They were like, you should have expected Crowboys to begin with. So when he subbed back in, were you guys not prepared for that? And if Crowboys was that much better than Buggy, shouldn't you have been prepared for that? Shouldn't have played like it was Crowboys. Shouldn't have played like it was Crowboys, right? If it really was like that, if you thought Crowboys is on a different level like that, you should have prepared for it beforehand and played like you were fighting against Crowboys. And that's the problem. They were not in the mentality for that. So it's like, it was very much winnable because they got close. The overtime was insane. The longest overtime we had the entire tournament. They just didn't win, and that's the reality of it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The more focus on being mad than winning. On top of the disconnection thing, the false disconnection thing. Because I was a spectator. I saw when the person actually disconnected. It was not during the screenshot where they took, by the way. It was probably a lag spike. Because they disconnected as they were responding, which they were already dead. So, that it's like, they were doing everything in their power to win. They're complaining. It's like, you can do everything in your power to win, but when it's kind of like demoralizing the other team's victory, which they hard fought for, it kind of just feels disrespectful, honestly. And that's how that match kind of felt. Despite how amazing the matches were, even before that final overtime and the final match itself, the match was pretty good. It's kind of felt like the team was just kind of like complaining just to get their way to win. And it's like, yeah, that's not really sportsmanlike. And thanks to, like, the 2 members who remained after. Was it 2 members? 3 members? The people who remained after, like, the whole thing, fiasco happened. But, yeah, we had to, like... They left. Some of them left. We banned some of them. It was a whole problem. But it just, like... It just kind of makes no sense how it even went to the way to... It surprised me why they even went down that route. So, right now, we're at the... Now, this is, like, after the, This is, like, after the, whole reworked update. There's a bunch of updates with the reskins and all that stuff. Pretty good aesthetic update. We did a lot of trolling.
Wait, now that we have, about the same...
Well, this stream was so fucking... It says fever dream. It just felt like heavy ranting for the sake of... Yeah, it didn't feel like it was... It just kind of felt like... If they... Like, I swear to God. If they had won, it would have been a lot more different. It would have been a lot more different. Not to mention, look at it from Crowboys' perspective, too. Look at it from Crowboys would be fucking pissed if he lost, right? And then they were, like, rubbing his face, basically, because, like, they up to this point, they were, like, doing everything in their power to win with the disconnection thing. And it's, like, it kind of just feels not very nice, either, because, like, imagine how bad it would feel to sub in just to lose. Crowboys took that risk on, and they don't acknowledge that. They don't respect it, and it's, like, kind of mean. Like, imagine if you subbed in and lost. Your team lost because you subbed in. Or you felt like it. Obviously, maybe there's other factors at play, maybe team comp and stuff, etc. But imagine if you subbed in and lost.
My people, I can play my mains, right? Okay, cool.
And it just kind of feels like if they won, it would have been like kind of a spit in the face to Crowboys.
Men kid.
I don't know. Yeah, this stream felt like a fever dream though. I don't know what this match was. Casino Crasher was least wanted. Yeah, it was fun. I had fun watching it, and then like all the aftermath.
Chicken for life 911 in this tourney. In fact, from this day forward, he's banned. Girl comes out for blue, and
Casino Crasher sweep because Casino Crasher's Casino Crasher. Yeah, we don't have to cover this match. I think we know Casino Crashers has plot armor. they are cracked. Okay, we know Casino Crashers. We'll skip that one. All right, let's go to this one. Semifinals. This match was also fucking insane.
Stop.
I did character dislike. I did character dislike.
You said disconnect. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, let me show. No, Deadass. Let me show you where the disconnection was. Casino is cracked. The get casino crashed. Oh wait, I read that wrong. Get casino crashed. That's. There, right here.
Hey.
All right. So look at this disconnection. Just
Off.
look at this disconnection.
The magic number.
Right. Look at this. Look at this disconnection.
It's 10-11. No kill.
No!
Oh my god. How was it? That was a bad time
When?
to skip.
I don't know.
All right.
Everyone, get
So the disconnection was right here. Literally, look at the score. Look.
AD's going
He already died. Respawn timer.
off!
Look. It's over. It's fucking over. The disconnection didn't even happen before they even said. It was right here. I saw it. They were. They were right here.
Can they get the banhammer pit? Battle!
They took him down with them. That was insane, by the way. They are up here. Look, the disconnect. The site's right here. Right here. This is. Let me go frame by frame. Can I go frame by frame? How do you go frame by frame in YouTube? They disconnect here. They disconnect here. They stand still. So they purposely stand still. Actually, this might have been a purpose disconnection. Actually, look. So look. They stand still on purpose here. They don't freeze. They stand still on purpose here.
They're pushing.
For what reason? I don't know.
They're pushing.
And then it's over right here. By now it's over. They're on respawn. They disconnect here. They disconnect here. I'm not sure if they started lagging before it, but it feels like they stopped and then they disconnected.
He's going off. They didn't fall back.
It's already over here.
Back.
8, 7, 6.
They're getting last boots.
5.
So, and this is respawn timer. So, site should be respawning now. Like, look, site should be respawning now at 3 seconds. It's over. And they say, yeah, so.
3, 2, 1.
Side disconnect.
Yeah, this could it could have been a purpose disconnecting, but it probably isn't. I hope it isn't. I'm just gonna assume it isn't. I'm gonna be ignorant, but the fact that were they stopped?
What has it? It's 2-2.
It's side disconnect.
Side disconnect. Even I said when reviewing the footage, I was like, oh hell no, that does not count. I even said it.
See, yeah. There's no doing that over.
Died.
Like
They
this-
died, disconnect, and then the other two teammates died, and they won. Like, come on.
That's what I said. So it just made absolutely no sense. But so grandparents, in my eyes, won this completely and 100% legitimately. Especially from the things that happened here. Like they would have lost anyway
We're gonna be very,
if the site stood still like that.
very, very.
So it was just like, yeah. Like casino crash or sweep. Yep, we know that. All right, we're almost to the end, and then I'm gonna do some raffles and stuff. I already know a certain someone is gonna be in here because they perform like actually insane. But yeah. So yeah, grandparents most definitely won that legitimately. Alright, now let's look at this match. I'm so happy with that match win in general. That match went really well. The match itself, and if we ignore all like the external things, like the suspicious disconnection, honestly, if any of the suspicious disconnection, and the complaining afterwards, even though subbing in right after, like, imagine like Kerboys, would you be pissed if you fucking subbed in and lost? And then the other team was kind of like celebrating after like all the things they've done to like make sure they absolutely win by like the suspicious disconnection, which was like admittedly pretty suspicious because they died and then right before look. Actually, I think you can go back in the footage. Right before they disconnected on the site disconnected on CC, they stood still, and then their internet went off. Like they didn't like freeze in air. If you see a normal disconnection, what tends to happen is you'll see someone walk and then they'll freeze and they'll be walking midair. That's what a disconnection looks like. I've seen it. It happened to me. People clip me disconnecting. I've clipped people disconnecting. It's funny. It happens to everyone. But the way they disconnected was kind of like they stood still, and then they get killed, and then their body froze after that. And they didn't take a screenshot of the actual disconnection message, too. Actually, I forgot to mention that. They didn't take a screenshot of the actual disconnection message. They only sent me a screenshot of, like, them standing still. Which was not actual disconnection evidence, either. I never noticed that, actually. I don't think, I actually haven't not noticed that. They didn't actually send the disconnection notification you get from Roblox when you actually disconnect. Maybe, here's what I think. Maybe they held X the moment they died. Maybe they held X the moment they died. Because if you hold X, that it looks like that. You can hold X. You can hold X, disconnect, and leave the game. And they sent a screenshot of, like... Maybe they... Okay, here's what I think. Maybe they held X, took a screenshot, sent it. There was no disconnect. It just makes no sense. There was no disconnection message from what I remember. There was nothing of that sort.
Like, finally got the point.
It was just a screenshot of them saying in
than
game.
I expected.
Still pretty.
Yeah, no, like, it's still even, of course, but, like, they managed to get it back from Red Bull.
Right, so now this match was also pretty
Like,
good.
half of it
I
due
would
to, like,
say the
That's so cool.
That's what's
make
happening
a
here.
blood
Oh,
sacrifice.
we're not
This match was
Marrow.
pretty...
I already got one of those.
This match was pretty chill. It was a nice switch pace. Everyone was chill. The losers were not even, like... The losers were pretty chill, too, about it, even though despite, like, the terrible comps and stuff. Everyone was having fun this match. It was a 2-2. It was
Oh,
a intense game. Diamond was commentating here. I like this. This is a pretty chill one. I like this one.
Ooh, Red
Vapor goes for
managed to
ult. This
catch
might be a
up
fat ult.
despite
This...
Blue.
Sure.
All right, so now I think that was the semifinals. Other semifinals match. Where are we right now? Yeah, so that was all that led up to here. Finals. Oh my god, this match was peak. Oh yeah, the Sylveon fucking VTuber. Oh my god. This thing
After
costs
that,
money.
the land penguins are just pushing back so hard, they're actually struggling.
I've never seen Casino Crasher struggle this much early game too.
Everyone on blue.
If I'm gonna get you for that final match.
Yeah, that's fair.
What did I do?
1, 2.
That's why I lowered. The game
Three.
volume's loud. I hired it when I saw chat. That's my bad.
Going
Going straight for the back line.
and
It's overtime.
overtime.
Oh, and sub popping ult. Swords popping ult. Trying to block out the sub.
Oh, the biograph. Red biograph.
This match was just really good.
Barely that.
I'm satisfied with how the tournament turned out. So this is like the post review, giving all my opinions. Oh wait, no, hold on. I don't aim you to... Bro, what? Low tier god. It won us the game, low tier core voice. Dogs actually won! Hold on. This...
Like,
The pawns, yeah, the pawns were insane on both ends.
Nah.
Let's look at the comps first.
Okay, let's go.
Mm.
After this,
Hello,
can we do
hello.
a 6v6?
6v6?
Needs to get a foot.
Sub ult.
Was it this
ult?
ult? I swear it...
Those are ult.
Nice. Oh, there.
Where was the...
Oh.
I think it was right here.
Casino Crash is holding point really strong right now.
Where was the
They're going for
pound?
windows though. This is a rag. Oh. Ban ult. This could be huge. Swords ulting.
No, it wasn't here.
On to your life.
Near 1 minute mark? Oh, okay.
2, 3, 4.
Okay. I went too far off.
Not gonna pop ult. Kerboy's is smart enough to realize.
Yeah, I even noticed that Kerbo's was holding ult. It's like, I gotta use it.
Kerboy's is really holding that ult, making sure he's not using it too much. This is the finals. Every ult counts. Every move counts. Seems like GP is caught up now.
After you know you can hit this alt type. I didn't do that because my PC was already lagging a low delay.
Medkit Res helps
I ulted
solidify.
a load late for the stream. Well, I could do it, but it'd probably...
That's another one.
Poor,
That's
shut
another huge
up.
one. M2's... Oh!
This ult was juicy, though.
Oh my god!
I can imagine how loud it was. I can imagine how loud your guys' your grandparents' VC had to be popping off during this ult.
One. M2's... Oh! Oh my god! No way!
Holy shit! They're at cap now. They're at cap right now. That doesn't mean they win, but by God, it's a
Insane
nice
plays!
That ult was like... Banana is the GP special. Honestly, it is. Yeah, you guys use this comp... Oh, shit. We pulled off every match point. I've noticed that. That's like... Especially just like a switch up. You guys use comps really well into your advantage this this tournament. That's actually probably your guys' biggest strong suit on top of just playing really good. Like the comp, like I noticed there's like some comp disadvantages you guys have, but you tend to pull out of it with like some type of like. I think one pick that blew my mind actually. I think I mentioned it early in the stream. I think you guys might have picked Katana on like Laundromat. I don't remember. It was something like that. Or maybe it was another team. Maybe I'm tripping, but like I thought there was a Katana pick on an Annihilate map, Laundromat, I think, that actually countered like the entirety of the other team. So you guys like just swept through that one. I think it was versus actually. It might have been last match I looked at.
It's like
This one kind of like, no, that's the wrong person. No, that's the wrong. Wait, no, that's the wrong game. That's stupid. I'm stupid. It was something else. Kerboys just yells at everyone and his liberating aura makes us all conform and bow to his feet. Yo. Fuck.
today.
At Fixies can confirm. What the fuck?
Okay. Casino Crashers has Shuriken, Medkit, Scythe, Sword, and Slingshot, whereas Grand Penguins has...
One.
Eh. Okay,
You guys did your best ability to make sure Windows couldn't play the game. Because good meds can literally single-handedly win games. So, guys, I guess y'all realized that and just, like, made Windows' life an ever-living hell.
there goes the sword.
Out of the base. Is AV going to spawn? AV going...
By the way, after the skateboard buffs, the Annihilate scores were just, like, massacring Casino Crashers.
for spawn. They're at cap. AV's gotta fall back now. Amazing pick.
Holy shit. Oh,
Yeah, after the skateboard buffs, like, if you have a skateboard Annihilate, it's basically
but
like
once again,
raps,
this
especially if
map
they're
is
good.
this map is such
Now
a
that
I owe
Hazard-
Scorpion Nitro
Everyone needs
because
to
they
get
won
off
the
the surface
tournament.
round
1
if they don't
minute.
want to die for the hazard.
Wait.
I think I heard something about that.
Av is diving in. Immediately backs up.
The boombox ult
Scale,
helping. AV's
this
falling
is
back. They can push. Swords ulting. They don't have any range pressure for that though.
I can't see Vicious message here, but I can see in the stream overlay. Game Theory, the lore of Dandy's World. Yo, I watched that video. It was... I can't believe Game Theory made a video on Dandy's World. I banned Windows from having fun. God. The laundromat? Oh, I think I
don't
might
have
have
any
missed
range.
it. Maybe
Cool boys.
you literally
Scraping out
just
alive.
went over that.
Sling ult.
Sword is
Swords
diving
getting
in heavy.
overextended, but he got everyone low.
really
Everyone's low. Boombox is here too.
Why do you
Pick off.
why do you
Then
insist
you go
getting
for a
on
dive here.
board like
16.
at 1 HP? Like you're like 1 HP over here.
Remember the double point
17.
rule. The double point rule. Make it resing. It still hits. Nice sword ult. Nice sword ult from Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion did a really good ult there.
Amazing.
Displaced them all. Now Windows in the back line.
Oh my god.
And yeah, Trick got eviscerated. Where was the ult? I need to see it. I need to see the ult. I need to see the skate ult. I think it was. Oh wait, I think I know where it was. I think it was like down here somewhere. If I can find it. It was down on like the sides of the map on like the bottom.
Boys need some chip damage. They got up. Thing is, Casino Crashers. gotta, like, they're...
Dives, stuns, double stun, and sling! Oh, that's a deadly combo!
Yeah, very dive combo. They get some picks off here. They're feeling really confident. They're diving in. This is... there's no way they're about to actually decimate. Oh, fix the slingshot off. The slingshot off.
Can't confirm that's what we won.
Fixie's here. Fixie's taking cover.
There goes the sword on blue.
There's very much room for comeback. The more pressure they put on early game, the more of a lead.
The Shuriken is very annoying. He just appears out of nowhere and just instant damage. That's just so stupid to me.
Nice sword ult! Nice sword ult from Scorpion! Amazing!
Where was the ult? I swear I remember it. I just can't find the timestamp. I should really start timestamping my streams and stuff.
Lets you get
but I'm too lazy to do that, low-key.
There goes the sword. It's 2-1 right now.
Oh, 2-2.
It's 2-2.
Is Kerboy's falling back? I think I saw him low earlier. Kerboy's not falling back. Kerboy's committing to that.
he's low right now.
Same with
And
the Shuriken.
yeah, Shuriken taken down with that sword.
double dive
getting
combo.
pushed back by Boombox. Yeah, okay.
5,
Kill cast
4,
broken.
3, 2.
Where was the? Oh, I feel like I skipped like
On the base.
half
Is
the
AV
entire
going to
match.
start?
I swear, this is what happens when you have such a long stream and you have to like clicking like even like 2 pixels to the right will like skip you 5 minutes. Oh my god, holy! I saw like a fucking gremlin, dude.
I think things are just going slow. 15 seconds until cap is broken.
Oh, slingshot taking some pretty bad ults.
7, 6,
What
5,
the
4, 3,
hell?
2, 1, and cap is broken. Immediately, everyone on Red Parrot starts ulting. Kerboy's dives, stuns, double stun, and sling. Oh, that's a deadly combo.
Yeah, very double combo. They get some picks off here. They're feeling really confident. They're diving in. This is. There's no way they're about to actually decimate.
Where
Oh,
is
the slingshot off. The slingshot off. Where's he trying to
I
get
remember the ult. I remember the ult. I do remember the ult.
There's very much room for comeback. The more pressure they put on early game, the more of a lead they'll have later on.
I just don't remember where it was. Well, I know it was on the sides though, right? It was like it had to be here.
Windows is dead. 7:13
Oh,
now.
swords getting picked off here. Oh, getting
So everyone groups around here. Someone groups around here and gets like a.
Method resing.
Method ult. There goes
It was somewhere around here, but I didn't know the time. Probably a different game. Oh, maybe. I think it was. I'm going schizo. Yeah. I think it might have been.
Swords will take. They don't have any range pressure for that though.
It was the finals. I think. Okay, I think I know what match it was. It was probably the last one. Okay, it was probably. Yeah, it was probably this one.
It didn't work.
If you did play skate,
No,
did you play skate here?
A Kakuna.
Oh, the stuck sword.
Oh yeah, this is with skateboard is not very good. Never mind. Oh no, I'm stupid. You're red team now. I'm stupid. I'm looking at blue team. Okay, yeah, you did play skate.
Nice work.
It was here.
Pokemon Annihilate.
It was here.
Yep.
There goes Pluto. It's 3-2 now.
For my sake, the video alpha yapping.
Oh, nice work. I felt like that was lucky more than anything. The bio walking into that, I felt like here. So now they can use that. Yep.
Okay. I never remember. It was somewhere around
I'll watch it back.
here.
So proud of that. After seeing like
Nice
almost
medal.
0.
Kerboy's going in and beating.
It was definitely around
slowed
one
by
of the sides
tunnel a
though.
bit.
Alright, they're
Bio
getting
shredding in the back line.
Alpha 2K, you'll find it one day.
They're doing
What is he even looking for?
Together.
I'm not schizo,
Oh, yeah,
trust.
you
I'm
see
looking
how
for
red team's all like divided.
the skate ult that Kerboy was talking about. I think it was this.
Oh, that's
Yeah, there it is. Finally, I found it.
Skate ult, oh, skate ult.
Oh, that was juicy. That was. Oh my god, that was.
Oh,
Holy sh! That was. Yeah, that was different.
Oh, that's skate ult.
Skate
might be
ult,
big.
skate ult. Oh my god, huge.
Ginormous skate ult.
Huge skate
You
ult.
imagine if it was a pun though. Oh my god.
Back off. I
should probably
don't
back
go for
off
that
here.
Fauna, just
You
back
must
off.
feel.
They can also. Yeah, the thing is, that counts. Oh, if the counter hit the sword, it would have dead. But the counter sword's already good.
There
You
you
guys
go.
did a really good job falling back, and then like the res also probably helps someone. Dynaminosaurus.
Exactly.
That must have been
Dude,
amazing.
skate.
This orange is a little. This orange is dynamic.
Swords almost
Dynaminosaurus.
dead.
That medkit, bro. He can't heal himself.
Oh,
Yeah,
here comes the
good
They
job.
water.
could end this if they play aggressive and they group. Oh,
Yeah. Oh my god, that was holy bait. I hit mob
But,
to a
speaking of
lip.
grouping up,
Yeah, that was a smart ult. That was a smart ult.
A solid
They're
10
doing a
runs
good job
scored.
staying together.
No, I didn't even realize how good of an ult that was. Actually, that might be candidate for like one of the best clips. That,
Oh, like
I know I barely even noticed it in my initial reaction.
I don't.
but like
So
that was low key pretty
That
funny.
medkit, bro. He can't heal himself.
Oh, here comes the
Yeah,
They
water.
could end this if they play aggressive and they group.
like I know I can't see anything, but the fact that Frosty bags off and he's like, oh.
Oh, but yo, speaking of grouping up, that med kit singled out right there.
Like you could, I barely see anything, but you could just see like the Tom and Jerry ass scenario where like they get
17
fucking
to 13.
eviscerated back
They could just-
there, and I don't even see any of the details. Okay, the gang wants me to hop on repo. Goodbye. Okay. I'm trying to.
If they group, oh, but yo, speaking of grouping up, that med kit singled out right there.
Yeah. Speaking of grouping up, that mech gets singled out right there. Fucking dies.
17 to 13. They can just pick up a few.
That bio?
Two more kills. If they do
13.
coordinated push with ult, they
Go
can
for the
probably get
med
us
kit.
off.
If you kill med kit twice, they're fine.
Another
That Skittle
fat
might be
Skittle. No, it didn't hit anyone apparently.
Nope.
But
Oh,
one more pick. It's all it takes. One more pick. Literally
Alright,
everyone's
they
one
can just
tap.
target something
Nice.
specific.
That it,
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just see if Gio has anything to say. Oh, I think Gio's like at the shop still. Hold on. Whatever. Anyways, I'll probably conclude the stream here. I'm gonna look through all of this on my spare time. This is kind of an overview of my opinions and stuff and all the stuff that happened. A pretty successful tournament. I've gotten some mental notes down regarding who I'm gonna draft and stuff. I've been doing a shadow draft in the background. I obviously didn't announce. Oh yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'll go ahead and end the stream here. It was just a short little stream. How short was this? 2 hours? Oh my god. That's 2 hours of my life wasted. Anyways, I gotta get back to doing my stuff. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.